of boys club. Boys love the plant southernwood. Boys name, a given name to a young male person or boy. Boys own, the boys own paper. Boys room, boys room. Boy bishop, alternative spelling of boy bishop. Boy bishops, plural of boy bishop. Boy crazy, alternative spelling of boy crazy. Boycott, alternative form of boy cunt. Boycunts, plural of boy cunt. Boycott, synonym of boy leg. Boyfriend, alternative spelling of boyfriend. Boyfriends, plural of boyfriend. Boy girl, someone who has characteristics of both boys and girls, someone young and androgynous. Boy girls, plural of boy girl. Boy meets girl, having a romantic storyline involving a man and a woman. Boy next door, alternative spelling of boy next door. Boy short, boy short. Boy shorts, alternative form of boy shorts. Boy toy, alternative form of boy toy. Boy toys, plural of boy toy. Boyaka, a department of Columbia. Boyachak, a surname. Moy, a surname. Boyax, plural of boy. Boyagian, a surname from Armenian. Boyagians, plural of Boyagian. Boyagian, a surname from Armenian. Boyagian star, synonym of Tabby's star, a star in Cygnus constellation, Milky Way galaxy. Boyagians, plural of Boyagian. Oyajan, a surname from Armenian. Oyajans, plural of Boyagian. Oy, alternative form of Boyan. Boyans, plural of Boyan. Boyanor, a native ruler in certain parts of India. Boyanors, plural of Boyanor. Boyar, a surname. Boyar, alternative form of boyar. Boyardy, a surname from Italian. Boyardum, boyars collectively. Boyards, plural of boyard. Boyars, a female boyar. Boyarses, plural of boyars. Boyarka, alternative form of boyaka. Boyars, plural of boyar. Moau, a small trench or ditch typically built in a zigzag pattern, serving to connect or provide communication between two trenches, particularly the rear and front lines. Moaus, plural of boyau. Boyax, plural of boyau. Boyban, alternative spelling of boy band. Boydans, plural of boy band. Boydets, alternative form of boy bits. Abortion, an abortion performed on a boy or man. Abortions, plural of boybortion. Boys, an English habitational surname from Old French for someone living near the woods. Boyscod normal form, a stage in the normalization of a relational database in which a database is in third normal form and all determinants are candidate keys. Boychek, alternative form of boychik. Boycheks, plural of boychek. Boychik, alternative form of boychik. Boycheks, plural of boychik. Boychek, term of endearment for a young boy or a young man. Boychiks, plural of boychik. Boychild, a male child. Boychildren, plural of boychild. Boychak, a surname from Ukrainian. Boychaks, plural of boychak. Boykwit, the clitoris of a trans man. Boykwits, plural of boyklit. Boykar, the penis of a young man. Boykoks, plural of boycock. Boycott, a hamlet in Stow Parish, Buckinghamshire, England. OS Grid Ref SB 6636. Boycott, divestment and sanctions. A global pressure group to end Israeli discrimination against Palestinians. Boycottabal, able or fit to be boycotted. Boycottage, the act of boycotting. Boycotta, simple past and past participle of boycott. Boycottee, a company or organization that is subjected to a boycott. Boycottees, plural of boycottee. Boycotter, someone who engages in a boycott. Boycotters, plural of boycotter. Boycotting, present participle and gerund of boycott. Boycottings, plural of boycotting. Boycottism, the act or acts of the boycott. Boycotts, plural of boycott. Boycott-worthy, deserving of a boycott. Boycott, alternative form of boycott. Boycants, plural of boycott. Boy, a Scottish and Irish surname from Scottish Gaelic. Wood County, one of 120 counties in Kentucky, United States. County seat, Catlettsburg. Moya, a surname. Boyam, the police. Wooden, a surname. Boy, the penis of a young man. Boydix, plural of boydic. Boyam, the condition of being a boy, boyhood. Wideston, a surname. Widestons, plural of Boydston. Boydston, a surname. Boydstons, plural of Boydston. Moyton, a small town, the county seat of Mecklenburg County, Virginia, United States. Boydike, a biological female with a male presentation and identification. Boydikes, plural of Boydike. Boy, a surname. Boyes, plural of Boya. Boy, simple past and past participle of boy. Boyd off, simple past and past participle of boy off. Boy, a boy. Moyens, plural of boyin. Boys, plural of boye. Boyer, a surname from French. Boyramat, a county of Iran with Yazid, capital of Kojale and Boyramad province as its capital. Boyer-Morhorspool algorithm, an algorithm for finding substrings that trade space for time in order to obtain an average case time complexity of ON on random text. Boyers, plural of Boyer. Boys, a surname. Boys Hot Springs, a census-designated place in Sonoma County, California, United States. What? A surname from French. What? A surname from French. What's? Plural of Boyat. What's? Plural of Boyd. Boy, characteristic of stereotypical boys. Wife, clipping of boyfriend. Withal, synonym of boy failure. Withals, plural of boy fail. Boy failure, a fictional boy or man who is endearingly pathetic or inept. Boy failures, plural of boy failure. Boy, boyfriend. Boy thighs, plural of boyfie. Boyfriend, a male partner in an unmarried romantic relationship. Boyfriend experience, a sexual encounter with a male sex worker within a context where romantic intimacy is provided. Boyfriend experiences, plural of boyfriend experience. Boyfriend jeans, a style of high-waisted, loose-fitting, faded worn-in jeans for women intended to look like men's jeans. Boyfriend loophole, a gap in American gun legislation that allows access to guns by physically abusive ex-boyfriends and stalkers with previous convictions or restraining orders, while individuals who have been convicted of or are under a restraining order for domestic violence are prohibited from owning a firearm. The prohibition only applies if the victim was the perpetrator's spouse or cohabitant, or if the perpetrator had a child with the victim. Boyfriendish, alternative spelling of boyfriendish. Boyfriendable, worthy of being someone's boyfriend. Boyfriendhood, the state, quality, or condition of a boyfriend. Boyfriendish, resembling or characteristic of a boyfriend. Boyfriendless, without a boyfriend. Boyfriendlessness, lack of a boyfriend. Boyfriends, plural of boyfriend. Boyfriendship, the quality or state of being someone's boyfriend. Boyfriendy, characteristic of or resembling a boyfriend. Boys, plural of boyf. Aithu, a feminine male fictional character or non-fictional persona to whom one is romantically attracted and or whom one considers one's significant other. Boyfucker, term of abuse usually addressed to a male. Boyfuckers, plural of boyfucker. Oithus, plural of boyfu. Boy, formless hindrances personified as an enemy. Boy, the state or period of being a boy. Oeds, plural of boyhood. Comparative form of boy, more boy. Oid, superlative form of boy, most boy. Boy, present participle and gerund of boy. Boying off, present participle and gerund of boy off. Boyington, a surname. Boyingtons, plural of Boyington. Boyish, like a stereotypical boy in appearance or demeanor. Boyishly, in a boyish manner. Boyishness, the quality of being boyish. Boyishnesses, plural of boyishness. Boyism, boyhood. Boyisms, plural of boyism. Boyitis, a tendency of a girl to interact with or think about boys, said as if it were due to a disease or affliction. Woody, alternative form of boygi. Boygis, plural of boyki. Boying, a surname. Boykin Spaniel, a medium-sized breed of dog, a spaniel bred for hunting wild turkeys and ducks in the watery river swamp of South Carolina in the United States. Boykind, all boys, considered as a group. Boykins, plural of boykin. Boykisser, a low detail drawn usually white cat in a specific minimalist art style, popular in furry and LGBTQ circles. Boykissers, plural of Boykasser. Boyko, a surname from Ukrainian. Boykos, plural of Boyko. Boyle, an aboriginal witch doctor or sorcerer. Boylan, a surname from Irish. Boyland, a surname. Boylands, plural of Boyland. Boylands, plural of Boylan. Boyles, plural of Boyle. Boyle, a surname from Irish. Boyle County, one of 120 counties in Kentucky, United States. County seat, Danville. Boyle Heights, a neighborhood of Los Angeles, California, United States, located in the eastern part of the city. Boyle law, the observation that the pressure of an ideal gas is inversely proportional to its volume at constant temperature. Boyle-Mayoff law, synonym of Boyle's law. Boylean, of or relating to Robert Boyle 1627–1691, influential early chemist, physicist, and inventor, also noted for writings in theology. Boiled, simple past and past participle of boil. Boile, styled after men's boxer briefs with short legs extending below the crotch. Boilite, a monoclinic prismatic white mineral containing hydrogen, magnesium, oxygen, sulfur, and zinc. Boilan, a surname. Boilans, plural of Boylan. Boyos, a surname. Mollusque, male burlesque performance. Mollus, without a boy or boys. Boylessness, the state or condition of being boyless. Boyless Stone, a village and civil parish in the Derbyshire Dales district of Derbyshire, England. Boylet, a male infant or very young boy. Boylets, plural of boylet. Boylike, resembling a boy. Boiling, present participle and gerund of boil. Boilo, pedophilic, hebephilic, or ephepophilic love towards boys. Boilover, a pedophile, hebdophile, or ephebophile who is attracted to boys. Boilovers, plural of boilover. Boiloving. Pedophilic or hebephilic love towards boys. Boylston, a rural community of the district municipality of Guysborough County, Nova Scotia, Canada. Boily, characteristic of a boy, boyish. Boimo, a term used in certain online communities to describe semen. Boimo, the state of presenting as a boy, regardless of one's actual gender identity. Boimode, simple past and past participle of boy mode. Boimoder, one who is in boy mode, especially a trans woman who is on HRT but is not out. Boimoders, plural of boimoder. Boimodes, third person singular simple present indicative of boy mode. Boimoding, present participle and gerund of boimo. Boy, a river in County Kildare, County Offaly, County Meath, and County Louth, Ireland. Bozeman, a city in Montana, United States. Ova, a surname. Maudai, the genitals. Maudax, plural of Bozak. Othal, alternative letter case form of Bosel. Othals, plural of Bosel. Adar, a surname from German. Mazaris, plural of Bazarf. Odes, plural of Boza. Mazbash, a mutton or lamb soup, popular among the peoples of the Caucasus. Moz, a surname. Move, a surname. Movex, plural of Bozak. Bozeman, a city, the county seat of Gallatin County, Montana, United States. Bosemans. Plural of Bozeman. Oh, this. Plural of Bose. Mazu. A prefecture-level city of Anhui, China. Mada. A surname from Serbo-Croatian. Madex. Plural of Bozic. Ozini. A village in Savani, Bătășani County, Romania. Bozaru. A commune of Buzău County, Romania. Bozeman. A surname. Bosmans. Plural of Bosman. Oda. A stupid, foolish, or ridiculous person, especially a man. Ozo bin. Kill file. Ozo bin. Bins. Plural of bozo bin. Bozo eruption. A usually unscripted remark by a politician or other public figure which is especially ill-considered and foolish and which has negative repercussions for that individual and their affiliated group. Bozo eruptions. Plural of bozo eruption. Bozo filter. Synonym of kill file. Bozo filters. Plural of bozo filter. Bozoy. A bozo, an idiot. Bozoids. Plural of bozoy. Bodon. A notional particle of stupidity. Boson. The substance surrounding stupid people that stops bright ideas from penetrating. Boson. Layer. The layer surrounding stupid people that stops bright ideas from penetrating. Modong. Plural of boson. Bosophobia. The fear of clowns. Oh, those. Plural of bozo. Bozosity. The behavior of a bozo, idiocy. Bozotic. Of or relating to a bozo. Bozals. A city in Avian Department, France. Bozovici. A village and commune of Kara-Severin County, Romania. Maya. An ancient biblical city in southern modern-day Jordan, the capital of Edom. Bazuyuv. A city and district in Bilesic Province, Marmara Region, Turkey. Bada. A surname from Italian. Plural of Baza. Bazette. Plural of Bazetto. Bazetto. A small-scale model used to make a larger sculpture. A surname from Italian. Alis. Plural of Bazi. Ada. A surname. Azas. Plural of Bazo. Plural of Boa. Biddy. Initialism of British Petroleum. Biddy. Abbreviation of Bishop. Bibby. Abbreviation of Bishop. Abbreviation of bisphenol A. BPAS. Acronym of Business Process as a Service. BPI. Abbreviation of Board of Patent Appeals and Interferences. BB. Initialism of bromophenol blue. BB. Plural of BPB. BC. Initialism of British Pharmaceutical Codex. BD. Initialism of borderline personality disorder. BD. Initialism of barrels per day. BC. Initialism of back post double crochet. A. Initialism of borated polyethylene. VPEL. Clipping of WSB PEL. A. Plural of VPE. A. Initialism of band pass filter. A. Plural of BPF. A. Initialism of benign prostatic hyperplasia. A. Abbreviation of Bachelor of Philosophy. BPhil. Abbreviation of Bachelor of Philosophy. ADA. Plural of BPH. ADA. Initialism of British phonographic industry. ADA. Initialism of bit per inch. ADA. Initialism of broadband over power line. ADA. Alternative letter case form of BPM. Initialism of beat per minute. Initialism of business process model and notation. Initialism of broker's price opinion. Initialism of benevolent and protective order of Elks. Initialism of broadband passive optical network, or A2TG.983. Plural of VPO. Initialism of Black Panther Party. Initialism of bits per pixel. Initialism of benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. Abbreviation of Bapus ratio. Abbreviation of bisphenol S. Plural of BP. Initialism of byte per second. ASE. Initialism of behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia. Alternative form of BPT. Baptize. Synonym of baptize. Initialism of bovine papillomavirus. Plural of BPV. Initialism of Boston qualifier, a time which qualifies a runner for the Boston Marathon. Plural of BQ, becquerel, a unit of radioactivity, non-standard form of BQ. Abbreviation of BAS. Initialism of Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, Interstate 278 in New York and New Jersey, USA. Abbreviation of Bus Q Shelter or Bus Quest Shelter, Bus Shelter. Plural of BQ. Abbreviation of bedroom. Belarusian. Contraction of brother. Plural of error. Abbreviation of British. A city in Cuneo, Piedmont, Italy, known for being the birthplace of the bra sausage and the bra cheese. Raw burner. A strident feminist. Raw burners. Plural of bra burner. Raw chain. A chain of interlocked bras constructed as a fundraising event or to try to break a record. Bra chains. Plural of bra chain. Bra insert. An item inserted in a bra to make a breast appear larger. Bra inserts. Plural of bra insert. Bra burning. Stridently feminist. Rocket. The scalar product of two vectors and optionally an operator in Hilbert space where the left row vector is the bra and the right column vector is a ket, symbolized by bra and ket only or bra, operator, ket. Rockets. Plural of bracket. Ra. Alternative letter case form of Braham onomatopoeia for a low, loud brass sound. Ra. A low, loud sound, originally produced by brass instruments and a prepared piano but sometimes made synthetically, included in film and trailer scores to increase audience stress. Ra. Plural of Braham. Brahams. Plural of Braham. Right. A barbecue grill, especially an open outdoor grill built specifically for the purpose of braaiing. Ride. simple past and past participle of bry. Brai, present participle and gerund of bry. Brai, present participle and gerund of bry. Brai, plural of bry. Brylays, bry meat. Braamfontein, an inner suburb of Johannesburg, Gauteng Province, South Africa. Braten, a surname. Bratens, plural of Braten. Brats, a surname. Bratses, plural of Brats. The palmyra tree. Rev tree, the palmyra. Red trees, plural of Brab tree. Brabander, a Brabantian, a person from Brabant. Brabanders, plural of Brabander. Brabanditti, the soldiers of General Edward Brabant, British military commander in colonial South Africa. Breda, until 1995, a province of central Belgium, since divided into Flemish Brabant, Brussels Capital Region, and Walloon Brabant. Brabanter, somebody from Brabant, a Brabantian. Brabanters, plural of Brabanter. Brabantian, of or pertaining to Brabant or its people. Brabantians, plural of Brabantian. Brabante, synonym of Brabantian. Brabantine, synonym of Brabantian. Brabantish, synonym of Brabantian. Brabantine, a monoclinic sphenoidal mineral containing calcium, oxygen, phosphorus, and thorium. Brabants, plural of Brabant. Alternative form of Brab. Rattle, to make clamorous noises, to act noisily. Rabble, simple past and past participle of brabble. Rebelwent, a brabble, a noisy contest or wrangle. Brabblements, plural of brabblement. Rabbler, a clamorous, quarrelsome, noisy person, a wrangler. Brabblers, plural of brabbler. Rebels, plural of brabble. Brabbling, present participle and gerund of brabble. Brad, plural of brow. Breber, a surname. Brera, a surname. Brabats, a surname from Czech. Bana, a surname. Brabas, plural of Brabham. Relle, a surname. Brado, a surname from Portuguese. Brabas, plural of Brabo. Rabova, a village and commune of Dolj County, Romania. Met, plural of Brab. Rabson, a surname. Bratsons, plural of Brabson. Braby, a surname. Re, acronym of Base Realignment and Closure Commission. Racamont, a surname from Spanish. Bracamonts, plural of Bracamont. Racatinga, a tree of Brazil, Mimosa scabrella. Rec, acronym of Base Realignment and Closure. Recce, shapeless trousers of wool or skin tied at the waist and ankles by cords, worn chiefly by the ancient Gauls. Raxe, plural of braxio. Raxel, a wooden cylinder worn over the forearm and used to strike the ball in the game of pallone. Braxio, an Italian measure of length varying from half a yard to a yard. Bracco, a surname. Bracco Italiano, an Italian breed of a pointing canine. Braccos, plural of Bracco. Race, a surname from Old French. Brace aback. To bring the wind onto the forward side of the sails to slow the ship. Brace about. To brace the ship's yards on the opposite tack when going about. Brace a box. To bring the foreyards flat aback to stop the ship. Brace by. To bring the yards in opposite directions on different masts when doing certain maneuvers. Brace in. To bring the yards more square to the fore and aft line. Brace of shakes. The time taken for a sail to shake or shiver twice as a ship comes into the wind. Brace sharp. To bring the yards around to make the smallest possible angle with the fore and aft line when sailing close hauled. Brace up. To strengthen with bracing material. Brace supple. Able to be supported with a brace. Braceborough. A small village in Braceborough and Wilsthorpe Parish, South Kesteven District, Lincolnshire, England, OS Grid Ref TF0813. Braceborough and Wilsthorpe. A civil parish in South Kesteven District, Lincolnshire, England, which includes the named places. Bracebridge. A place name. Bracebridges. Plural of Bracebridge. Braceby. A small village in Braceby and Sapperton Parish, South Kesteven District, Lincolnshire, England. OS Grid Ref TF0135. Braceby and Sapperton. A civil parish served by Ropsley and District Parish Council in South Kesteven District, Lincolnshire, England. Brace. Simple past and past participle of brace. Braced aback. Simple past and past participle of brace aback. Braced about. Simple past and past participle of brace about. Braced by. Simple past and past participle of brace by. Braced in. Simple past and past participle of brace in. Braced sharp. Simple past and past participle of brace sharp. Braced up. Simple past and past participle of brace up. Brace face. A person with visible braces orthodontic device. Brace faces. Plural of brace face. Bracel. A surname. Braceless. Not having a brace or braces. Bracelet. A band or chain worn around the wrist as jewelry/jewelry or an ornament. Bracelet cortinar. Cortinarius armillatus, a species of webcap mushroom. Bracelet cortinars. Plural of bracelet cortinar. Braceleted. Wearing a bracelet or bracelets. Braceleting. Present participle and gerund of bracelet. Bracelets. Plural of bracelet. Bracelets of fortune. Lines going around the wrist associated with Neptune. Braceleted. Alternative form of braceleted. Braceleting. Present participle and gerund of bracelet. Bracer. That which braces, binds, or makes firm, a band or bandage. Brasera. A tradition type of coastal sailboat around the Adriatic Sea. Braceras. Plural of bracera. Bracero. A surname. Braceros. Plural of bracero. Bracers. Plural of brace. Braces. Plural of brace. Braces aback. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace aback. Braces about. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace about. Braces by. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace by. Braces in. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace in. Braces of shakes. Plural of brace of shakes. Braces sharp. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace sharp. Braces up. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace up. Braces. Second person singular simple present indicative of brace. Braça. Third person singular simple present indicative of brace. Roseville. A village in Will County and Grundy County, Illinois, United States. Racewell. A surname. Racewell Pro. A hypothetical machine sent on interstellar voyages to communicate with an alien civilization. Bracewell probes. Plural of Bracewell Pro. Bracewellite. An orthorhombic dipyramidal mineral containing chromium, hydrogen, and oxygen. Bracewells. Plural of Bracewell. Bracy. A surname from Norman. Brazies. Plural of Bracy. Rach. A surname. Braca. Molessang. Brachylaurid. Any shark of the family Brachylauridee. Brachylarids. Plural of Brachylaurid. Brachus. Plural of Braca. Brachychenine. Any pylosort of the subfamily Brachycheninae. Brachychenines. Plural of Brachychenine. Brishade. Synonym of Brachysclerade. Brashids. Plural of Brashade. Brachylitral. Synonym of Brachylitris. Brachylitrism. Synonym of Brachylitry. Brachylitris. That has short elytrons. Brachylitry. The condition of being brachylitris. Brachiocephalic. Misspelling of brachiocephalic. Brix. Plural of brach. Whit. A female hunting hound that hunts by scent, a brack. Rats. Plural of brachet. Rhea. Plural of brachium. Racial. Pertaining or belonging to the Racial arteries. Plural of brachial artery. Brachial artery. The main artery of the upper is a direct continuation of the axillary artery, beginning at the inferior border of the tis major muscle runs along the medial aspect of the upper and divides into the radial and outer arteries of the cubital fossa. Brachial plexus. A network of nerves formed by the anterior rami of the cervical nerves C5, C8, and first thoracic nerve T1. Brachial plexuses. Plural of brachial plexus. Brachialgia. Pain in them. Brachialis. A muscle in the upper arm that flexes the elbow joint in conjunction with the biceps brachii. Brachially. In a brachial manner. Brachials. Plural of brachial. Brachiaria. A grass of the genus Brachiaria. Brayet. Having decussate branches. Brachita. Simple past and past participle of brachet. Brayets. Third person singular simple present indicative of brachet. Bracheting. That moves by the use of limbs, especially by swinging through the trees using the arms. Brachiation. Movement by swinging the arms from one hold to the next. Brachiations. Plural of brachiation. Brachiator. Any creature that moves by means of brachiation. Brachiators. Plural of brachiator. Brachydium. The calcified support for the lavophore in some brachiopods. Brachinine. Any beetle of the carabid subfamily Brachininae. Brachinines. Plural of brachinine. Brachinite. An achondrite found in some asteroids. Brachinites. Plural of brachinite. Brachio. Brachiobasilic. Pertaining to the arm and basilic vein. Brachioblast. An immature piece of tissue that has arms or needles. Brachioblasts, plural of brachioblasts. Brachiocephalic, of or pertaining to the arm and the head. Brachiocephalic arteries, plural of brachiocephalic artery. Brachiocephalic artery, an artery of the mediastinum that supplies blood to the right arm and the head and neck. Brachiocephalic trunk, synonym of brachiocephalic artery. Brachiocephalic trunks, plural of brachiocephalic trunk. Brachiocephalic vein, either of the two large veins that are formed by the confluence of the internal jugular vein and subclavian vein in the root of the neck and unite to form the superior vena cava. Brachiocephalic veins, plural of brachiocephalic vein. Brachioacral, relating to both an upper and lower limb, especially to an arm and a leg or thigh. Brachioacubital, relating to the arm and to the elbow or forearm. Brachiofacial, relating to the arm and the face. Brachyolea, the second stage of larval development in many sea stars, following the bipinnaria. Brachyolarian, relating to brachyolaria. Brachyolarias, plural of brachyolaria. Brachio, the food-gathering arm of a blastoid or a cystoid. Brachioles, plural of brachiole. Brachiologia, brevity in speech. Brachiomenule, employing the arm and hand. Rationistid, any anglerfish of the family Bassianisthidae, the henfishes. Rationistids, plural of Brachionisthi. Rationid, any cup orchid of the genus Brachionoidum. Rationids, plural of Brachionid. Brachyopatagia, plural of Brachyopatagium. Brachyopatagium, the portion of patagium stretching from the fourth digit to the hind limbs. Brachiophore, the supporting plate for the tentacle-bearing arms on a brachiopod. Brachiophores, plural of brachiophore. Brachioplestes, plural of brachioplesty. Brachioplesty, the reshaping of the muscles of the upper arm. Brachiopet, any of many marine invertebrates of the phylum Brachiopoda that have bivalve dorsal and ventral shells with two tentacle-bearing arms that capture food. Brachiopods, one who studies brachiopods. Brachiopodists, plural of Brachiopods. Brachiopods, plural of brachiopod. Brachiopoi, alternative spelling of brachiopoi. Brachiopods, plural of brachiopoi. Brachioproctic, of or pertaining to a sexual practice, brachioproctic insertion wherein a hand or arm is inserted into the rectum. Brachioradial, relating to the forearm between wrist and elbow. Brachioradialis, a muscle that flexes the forearm at the elbow. Brachiosaur, any of several massive herbivorous sauropod dinosaurs of the genus Brachiosaurus from the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. Brachiosauri, plural of Brachiosaurus. Brachiosauri, any herbivorous dinosaur of the family Brachiosauridae. Brachiosaurids, plural of Brachiosaur. Brachiosaurs, plural of Brachiosaur. Brachiosaurus, a large herbivorous sauropod dinosaur, Brachiosaurus altithorax, which lived during the Jurassic period. Brachiosauruses, plural of Brachiosaurus. Brachiodathidae, any squid of the family Brachiodathidae. Brachiodathids, plural of Brachiodathidae. Brachiovaginal, of or pertaining to a sexual practice, brachiovaginal insertion wherein a hand or arm is inserted into a vagina. Brachipod, alternative form of brachiopod. Brachiopods, plural of brachipod. Brachistochrone, a cycloid, the curve of fastest descent between 2 points. Brachistochrons, plural of brachistochrone. Brachium, diobrium. Brachiums, plural of brachium. Bracco, a surname from German. Brackles, plural of brackle. Brachman, obsolete form of Brahman. Brachmans, plural of Brachman. Brachos, plural of Bracha. Bracha, plural of Bracha. Brach, plural of Brach. Brach, a surname. Brachs, plural of Bracht. Brachy, clipping of Brach. Brachycephalic. Brachy, short, brief. Brachyaconidine, any of a group of diterpenoid alkaloids present in aphids of the genus Brachiocotis. Brachyaconidines, plural of brachyaconidine. Brachyantiquinol, relating to brachyanticlines. Brachyanticline, a short anticline. Brachyaxis, plural of brachyaxis. Brachyaxis, the shorter lateral axis of some crystals. Brachybasidaceous, of or relating to the Brachybasidaceae. Brachybasidiol, a cell that resembles a basidiole but is larger and more inflated. Brachybasideoles, plural of brachybasidiole. Brachioblast, a short shoot often bearing clusters of leaves. Brachioblasts, plural of brachioblasts. Brachycalyx, having a short calyx. Brachycardia, synonym of bradycardia. Brachycardias, plural of brachycardia. Brachycataleptic, a verse that is 2 syllables short for a meter. Brachycataleptics, plural of brachycataleptic. Brachysentrid, any cataslate of the family Brachycentridae. Brachysphalia, alternative form of Brachysphaly. Brachysphalias, plural of Brachysphalia. Brachycephalic, having a head that is short from front to back relative to its width from left to right, having a broad skull with a cephalic index over 80. Brachycephalix, plural of brachycephalic. Brachycephalid, any of the toads or frogs in the family Brachycephalidae. Brachycephalids, plural of brachycephalid. Brachycephales, plural of brachycephaly. Brachycephalism, dated form of brachycephaly. Brachycephalization, modification to a brachycephalic form. Brachycephalize, to make or become brachycephalic. Brachycephalize, simple past and past participle of brachycephalize. Brachycephalizes, third person singular simple present indicative of brachycephalize. Brachycephalizing, present participle and gerund of brachycephalize. Brachycephalite, alternative form of brachycephalic. Brachycephalus, relating to brachycephaly, brachycephalic. Brachycephaly, a congenital condition wherein the skull is flat in front to back, so that the head is short and broad. Brachygeron, any flight of the suborder Brachysa. Brachygerons, plural of Brachygeron. Brachysrid, any weevil of the family Brachysridae. Brachysrids, plural of Brachysrid. Brachygranic, misspelling of Brachygranic. Brachycladidae, any parasitic flatworm of the family Brachycladidae. Brachycladids, plural of Brachycladidae. Brachycranio, Rachis-phallic, Rachigranic, Rachis-phallic. Rachis, a thick-walled, drought-tolerant brood cell in protonemata of mosses of the genus Funaria. Rachisites, plural of brachysite. Rachidactyly, misspelling of brachydactyly. Rachidactylia, Rachidactyly, Rachidactylic, relating to brachydactyly. Rachidactyles, plural of brachydactyly. Rachidactylism, the condition of being brachydactylous. Rachidactylus, having abnormally short digits. Rachidactyly, abnormal shortness of the fingers or toes. Brachydiagonal, the shorter of the diagonals in a rhombic prism. Brachydiagonals, plural of brachydiagonal. Rachidodromous, alternative form of brachydodromous. Rachidome, a dome parallel to the shorter lateral axis. Rachidomes, plural of brachydome. Rachidot, having low crown, short teeth. Rachidonts, plural of brachydont. Rachidonty, the condition of being brachydont. Brachyesophagus, a congenital shortening of the esophagus. Rachyfacial, having a short face. Rachyfold, a small-scale fold. Rachinathia, synonym of micrognathism. Rachignathia, relating to or exhibiting brachygnathism. Brachygnathism, an underbite caused by a shortening of the upper mandible in animals. Rachignathus, relating to brachygnathia. Rachignatism, misspelling of brachygnathism. Rachygrapher, a writer who uses shorthand, a stenographer. Rachygraphers, plural of brachygrapher. Rachygraphic, relating to brachygraphy. Rachygraphical, alternative form of brachygraph. Rachographies, plural of brachygraphy. Rachygraphy, a system of writing using abbreviations or special characters, shorthand. Adilia, having a short ilium typical of some dinosaurs. Brachylamiasis, infection by trematode worms of genus Brachylama. Brachylamid, any member of the genus Brachylama of trematodes. Brachylamids, plural of brachylamid. Brachylogy, concise speech, laconism. Brachylophosaurine, any hadrosaur of the tribe Brachylophosaurini. Brachylophosaurines, plural of Brachylophosaurin. Brachymelia, unusual shortness of the limbs. Brachymsophalangia, the condition of having a short middle phalanx, often of the fifth digit on the hand. Brachymsophalangi, synonym of Brachymsophalangia. Brachymtacharpalia, alternative form of Brachymtacharpia. Brachymtacharpaly, alternative form of Brachymtacharpia. Brachymtacharpia, unusual shortness of the metacarpals. Brachymtapody, unusual shortness of the fingers or toes. Brachymtatarsia, a condition with one or more abnormally short metatarsals. Brachymtropia, synonym of myopia. Brachymorph, a brachymorphic person. Brachymorphic, having an unusual shortness of a body part. Brachymorphism, an unusual shortness of a body part. Brachymorphs, plural of brachymorph. Brachydont, having unusually short teeth. Bachyalmia. AMI of various disorders characterized by a short trunk, scoliosis, and generalized platyspondyly, but without significant abnormalities in the long bones. Bachyalmias, plural of bachyalm. Bachyology, a figure of speech that is an abbreviated expression, for example, the omission of good from good morning, resulting in the abbreviated greeting morning. Brachyonychia, a condition in which the end of the thumb is widened and flattened, the nail plate is flattened, and the distal phalanx is abnormally short. Brachyapid, any extinct pivotive amphibian of the family Brachyapida. Brachyapids, plural of brachyapid. Brachyapid, any member of the Brachyapidae superfamily of amphibians. Brachyparasitic, short and parasitic. Brachypelect, having an unusually short pelvis from front to back compared to side to side. Brachyphalangia, unusual shortness of the phalanx of a finger or toe. Brachyphyline, relating to or characteristic of bats of the genus Brachyphylla. Brachypinnacoid, a plane of an orthorhombic crystal which is parallel both to the vertical axis and to the shorter lateral brachydiagonal axis. Brachypinnacoidal, of or relating to a brachypinnacoid. Brachypinnacoids, plural of brachypinnacoid. Brachypodism, the condition of having short legs. Brachypodium, any grass of the genus Brachypodium. Brachypodiums, plural of brachypodium. Brachiopods, having a short foot or stalk. Brachypter, any teniopterygid stonefly of the genus Brachyptera. Brachypteran, alternative form of Brachypterus. Brachypterus, having short, possibly non-functional wings. Brachypters, plural of brachypter. Brachyptery, the condition of being brachypterous. Brachyohenchus, having a short bill or beak. Brachyohenchus, unusual shortness of the nose and maxilla. Brachyes, plural of brachy. Brachyscleride, a scleride that occurs in the stems and some fruit of plants. Brachysclerides, plural of brachyscleride. Brachyscalic, having unusually short legs. Brachism, unusually small size resulting from the shortening of internodes. Brachyspiral, relating to bacteria of the order Brachyspirals. Brachystaphyline, alternative form of brachystaphyline. Brachystaphyline, having an unusually short, broad palate. Brachystelichid, any extinct microsaur of the family Brachystelichidae. Brachystelichids, plural of Brachystelichid. Brachystochrone, alternative form of Brachystochrone. Brachystochrones, plural of Brachystochrone. Brachystylus, having a short style. Brachysyllabic, having few syllables. Brachysyndactyly, unusual shortness of the fingers or toes combined with the presence of webs between some digits. Brachylephalangia, alternative form of brachylephalangy. Brachylephalangic, relating to brachylephalangy. Brachylephalangy, unusually short length of the distal phalanges. Brachytherapeutic, relating to brachytherapy. Brachytherapies, plural of brachytherapy. Brachytherapists, one who carries out brachytherapy. Brachytherapists, plural of brachytherapists. Brachytherapy, Radiotherapy using radioactive sources positioned within or close to the treatment volume, typically with radiopharmaceuticals as opposed to external beam sources. Brachythoracid, any extinct placoderm of the suborder Brachythoraci. Brachythoracids, plural of Brachythoracid. Brachytmama, a disc-shaped cell which by its rupture sets free a gemma in bryophytes. Brachytmamata, plural of Brachytmama. Brachytepis, of a short form. Brachyural, of or relating to the brachyura. Brachyurin, of or pertaining to crabs. Brachyranic, synonym of brachyurin. Brachyrins, plural of brachyurin. Brachyuric, exhibiting brachyury, having an abnormally short tail. Brachyurus, brachyural. Brachyury, the presence of an abnormally short tail in some animals as a result of a genetic mutation. Braciform, having a branch structure somewhat resembling lungs. Bracing, present participle and gerund of brace. Bracing aback, present participle and gerund of brace aback. Bracing about, present participle and gerund of brace about. Bracing by, present participle and gerund of brace by. Bracing in, present participle and gerund of brace in. Bracing char, present participle and gerund of brace char. Bracing up, present participle and gerund of brace up. Bracingly, in a bracing manner. Bracingness, the quality of being bracing. Bracings. Plural of bracing. Braceoa, a slice of pan-fried or grilled meat cooked in its own juice or in a small amount of olive oil. Braceo, plural of braceola. Braceos, plural of braceo. Rach, a surname. Brachybuscite, a monoclinic prismatic mineral containing hydrogen, iron, lead, manganese, oxygen, vanadium, and zinc. Brachine, a surname. Brachines, plural of brachine. Bracken, a surname. Bracken County, one of 120 counties in Kentucky, United States. County seat, Brooksville. Brackenberry, a surname. Brackenberries, plural of brackenberry. Bracken, covered in bracken. Brackenhill, a village in Ackworth Parish, City of Wakefield, West Yorkshire, England. OS Grid Ref SC 4216. Brackenridge, a borough in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, United States. Brackens, a surname. Brackenses, plural of brackens. Brackeny, covered in bracken. Bracker, a surname. Bracket, a fixture attached to a wall to hold up a shelf. Bracket Buster, an American college basketball team that unexpectedly defeats a higher-ranked team in a tournament. Bracket Busters, plural of bracket buster. Bracket clock, a small pendulum clock mounted on a wall bracket to allow room for its hanging weight. Bracket clocks, plural of bracket clock. Bracket creep, the move towards increased taxation when an inflation adjustment to a wage or salary pushes a taxpayer into a higher tax bracket or, in a progressive taxation regime, further into a bracket. Bracket fungi, plural of bracket fungus. Bracket fungus, any of various fungi of the family Polyporiaceae whose fruiting bodies form on trees and resemble shells or brackets. Bracket race, an individual race in bracket racing. Bracket racer, a vehicle used in bracket racing. Bracket racers, plural of bracket racer. Bracket races, plural of bracket race. Bracket racing, a form of drag racing that allows for a handicap between the predicted elapsed time of the two cars over a standard distance. Bracketer, containing brackets. Bracketer, a program or algorithm that breaks down natural language into certain grammatical components. Bracketers, plural of bracketer. Bracketing, present participle and gerund of bracket. Bracketings, plural of bracketing. Bracketless, without brackets in various senses. Bracket-like, resembling or characteristic of a bracket. Bracketologist, one who engages in bracketology. Bracketologists, plural of bracketologists. Bracketology, the practice of predicting and analyzing sports tournament brackets. Brackery, the mounting hardware used to hold one part to another, typically consisting of stamped metal pieces that make up the actual bracket and any other bolts, nuts, rubber, etc. needed to complete the mounting of the part. Brackets, plural of bracket. Bracket, a surname from Anglo-Norman. Bracket series, one of the hydrogen spectral series, lying in the far infrared band. Brackets, plural of bracket. Bracketville, a city, the county seat of Kinney County, Texas, United States. Bracketwise, in terms of brackets in various senses. Brackety, resembling or containing brackets, the typographical symbols. Bracken, a surname. Brackens, plural of bracken. Brackish, salty or slightly salty as a mixture of fresh and sea water such as that found in estuaries. Brackish water, water whose salinity falls between that of fresh water and that of sea water. Brackish waters, plural of brackish water. Brackishly, in a brackish way. Brackishness, distastefulness, unpleasantness. Brackschwader, alternative form of brackish water. Brackish waiters, plural of brackish waiter. Brackla, a suburb and community in Briddenborough County Borough, Wales, OS Grid Ref SS 9279. Brackley, a market town and civil parish with a town council in West Northamptonshire District, Northamptonshire, England, previously in South Northamptonshire District OS Grid Ref SB 5837. Brackman, a surname. Brackmard, alternative form of Brackwamard type of sword. Brackmards, plural of Brackmard. Bracknell, a town and civil parish with a town council in Bracknell Forest District, Berkshire, England OS Grid Ref SU 8669. Bracknell Forests, a unitary authority and borough of Berkshire, England, renamed from Bracknell in May 1988 and converted to a unitary authority in April 1998. Brackney, a surname. Brackneys, plural of Brackney. Bracks, plural of Brack. Brackstone, a surname originating as an occupation. Brackstones, plural of Brackstone. Bracky, brackish. Brackenid, any of the parasitic wasps of the family Braconidae. Braconids, plural of Bracconid. Braconine, any braconid parasitoid wasps of the subfamily Braconinae. Braconines, plural of Braconine. Braconette, a skirt or apron of mail or lamellar armor worn with plate armor to defend the stomach, groin, and upper thighs. Braconnière, alternative form of braconnière. Braconnières, plural of braconnière. Braconnières, plural of Brachynia. Brachyviral, relating to the brachyviruses. Brachyvirus, any member of the genus Brachyvirus, of viruses that are symbiotic with specific brachynids. Brachyviruses, plural of brachyvirus. Bract, a leaf or leaf-like structure from the axil out of which a stalk of a flower or an inflorescence arises. Bractea, alternative form of bract. Bractile, having the nature or appearance of a bract. Bracteas, plural of bractea. Bracteate, having bracts. Bracteately, in a bracteate fashion. Bracteates, plural of bracteate. Bracted, having bracts. Bractiferous, alternative form of bractiferous. Bracteola, alternative form of bracteole. Bracteole, plural of bracteola. Bracteola, relating to bracteoles. Bracteoles, having bracteoles. Bracteole, a small leaf of leaf-like structure directly subtending a flower or inflorescence whose stalk itself is subtended by a bract. Bracteoles, plural of bracteole. Bracteoptile, a petal that is derived from a modified bract. Bracteoptiloi, relating to bracteoptils. Bracteoptils, plural of bracteoptile. Bracteus, having many bracts. Bractiferous, bearing bracts. Bractiform, having the form of a bract. Bractless, without bracts. Bractlet, a bract on the stalk of a single flower which is itself on a main stalk that supports several flowers. Bractlets, plural of bractlet. Bractfly, having the form or other qualities of a bract. Bracts, plural of bract. Bresse, a surname from Anglo-Norman. Braces, plural of Bracy. Brad, a diminutive of the male given names Bradley, Bradley, or Bradford, also used as a formal given name. Brad Pitt, Brad Pitt, born 1963, American actor. Radixekite, a monoclinic prismatic dark blue mineral containing arsenic, copper, oxygen, sodium, and zinc. Bradavidin, any of a group of homotrimeric biotin-binding proteins found in bacteria of the genus Bradiozobium. Bradavidins, plural of bradavidin. Breda, an awl with a blade similar to a small, straight screwdriver, used for making holes, especially in wood to take screws. Bradals, plural of bradal. Redbeer, a surname. Redberry, a surname. Redbourne, a village and civil parish served by Balladon and Bradbourne Parish Council in Derbyshire Dales District, Derbyshire, England. OS Grid Ref SK 2052. Redbrook, a surname. Redbarian, of or pertaining to Ray Bradbury 1920-2012, American writer of fantasy, science fiction, horror and mystery stories. Redburn, a surname. Redburns, plural of Bradburn. Bradbury, a place name. Bradday and the ale. A civil parish in County Durham, England, west of Sedgefield. Bradbury Landing, an area approximately 140 square kilometers 54 sq mi at 4.5895 degrees S, 137.4417 degrees E on the planet Mars, located in Gale Crater. Bevier, alternative form of Bradbarian. Bradesque, synonym of Bradbarian of or pertaining to Ray Bradbury. Bradburian, alternative form of Bradbarian. Radish, synonym of Bradbarian of or pertaining to Ray Bradbury. Redberries, plural of Bradbury. Retta, alternative form of brother. Rettas, plural of Rada. Red, simple past and past participle of Brad. Redding, present participle and gerund of Brad. Reddick, a surname. Redden, a surname. Redonian, of or relating to Mary Elizabeth Braddon 1835–1915, British popular novelist of the Victorian era. Reddy, a surname. Radish, plural of Braddy. Red flake, alternative form of bread flake. Red flea, alternative form of bread flea. Redanu, a commune and village in Buzău County, Romania. Redden, a surname from Irish. Reddenau, a village and civil parish in Buckinghamshire, England, previously in Wycombe District OS Grid Ref SU 8297. Bradenstoke, a village in Lyneham and Bradenstoke Parish, North Central Wiltshire, England OS Grid Ref SU 0079. Redenton, a city, the county seat of Manatee County, Florida, United States. Ritter, a surname. Raiders, plural of raider. Ratsti, a village in Ramat, Alba County, Romania. Radfer, a surname from French. Radfield, a place name. Radfieldian, a pupil of Bradfield College, England. Bradfieldians, plural of Bradfieldian. Radfields, plural of Bradfield. Radford, a number of places in England. Bradford Abbas, a village and civil parish in Dorset, England, previously in West Dorset District, located southeast of Yeovil, Somerset OS Grid Ref SD 5814. Radford assay, an assay that quantifies protein concentration using color changes. Radford assays, plural of Bradford assay. Radford County, one of 67 counties in Florida, United States. County seat, Stark, named after Captain Richard Bradford. Bradford Hill criteria, a group of 9 principles widely used in public health research that can be useful in establishing epidemiologic evidence of a causal relationship between a presumed cause and an observed effect. Radford pear, synonym of calorie pear. Radford pears, plural of Bradford pear. Radford Peveril, a village in Dorset, England OS Grid Ref SY 6593. Radford system, a traditional means of assessing the fineness of wool by estimating how many 560-yard 512 hanks of single-strand yarn could be made by a good spinner from a pound 0.45 kg of top-cleaned combed wool with the fibers all parallel. Bradford West Gwillimbury, a town in south-central Ontario, Canada. Bradford's Law, a pattern that observes the diminishing returns in the search for references within science journals. Bradford-on-Avon, a town and civil parish with a town council in West Wiltshire, England, on the Wiltshire/Somerset/Bristol River Avon OS Grid Ref SD 8260. Bradford-on-Tone, a village and civil parish in Somerset, England, previously in Somerset West and Taunton District OS Grid Ref SD 1722. Bradfordian, of or relating to Bradford, England. Bradfordians, plural of Bradfordian. Bradfords, plural of Bradford. Radha, a surname. Radhabs, plural of Bradham. Brady, simple past and past participle of Brady. Brady's, plural of Brady. Briding, a small town and civil parish with a town council on the Isle of Wight, England. OS Grid Ref SE 6086. Radish, a surname from Irish. Radish, plural of Bradish. Raditroff, misspelling of Braditroph. Raditrophy, misspelling of Braditrophy. Radlaff, a surname. Radley, a male given name transferred from the surname of rare usage, variant of Bradley. Radley, a male given name, variant of Bradley. Radley, a place name. Radley Beach, a borough of Monmouth County, New Jersey. Radley County, one of 75 counties in Arkansas, United States. County seat, Warren, named after Hugh Bradley. Bradley effect, a theory concerning observed discrepancies between opinion polls and election outcomes, according to which some white voters who intend to vote for a white candidate may tell pollsters that they are undecided or likely to vote for a non-white candidate for fear of being accused of racism. Radley Fold, a suburb in the metropolitan borough of Bury, Greater Manchester, England, halfway between Bury and Bolton town centres. OS Grid Ref SD 7508. Radley Land, a supposed landmass that ye explorer Frederick Cook claimed to have seen between 84 degrees 20 102 degrees 0 and 85 degrees 11 102 degrees 0 during a 1909 expedition, now known not to exist. Radley Stoke, a town in South Gloucestershire District, Gloucestershire, England. OS Grid Ref SD 6281. Radley, a female given name, the female form of Bradley. Bradley, of or relating to Francis Herbert Bradley 1846-1924, British idealist philosopher. Helier, a monoclinic prismatic mineral containing carbon, magnesium, oxygen, phosphorus, and sodium. Bradleys, plural of Bradley. Radley, a surname. Bradleys, plural of Bradley. Redman, a surname. Redbor, a village and civil parish in Nottinghamshire, England. Redner, a surname. Redders, plural of Bradner. Redinch, a small town and civil parish with a town council in Mid-Devon District, Devon, England. OS Grid Ref SS 9903. Redur, a type of snaffle bit with small rings, usually used on a double bridle in conjunction with a curb bit. Bradoons, plural of bradoon. Reduri, any extinct marine perviotor bredorida. Redurias, plural of bredor. Reri, synonym of Baradari Muslim social strata. Rads, plural of Brad. Bradshaw, the name of some places in northern England. Bradshaws, plural of Bradshaw. Ratcher, a surname. Ratchers, plural of Bratcher. Radsot, synonym of Braxy inflammatory disease of sheep. Bradstreet, a surname from Old English. Bradstreets, plural of Bradstreet. Wet, a surname. $7,563. Bradwall Green, synonym of Bradwall, Cheshire, England, for the village. Bradway, a surname. Bradways, plural of Bradway. Bradwell, a village in Devon, England. Bradwells, plural of Bradwell. Bradworthy, a village and civil parish in Torridge District, Devon, England. OS Grid Ref SS 3214. Riddy, a habitational surname from Old English of English origin. Ready bunch, a large number of children in a family, a large family. Brady bunches, plural of Brady bunch. Brady's reagent, dinitrophenylhydrazine. Ready, diacuta, the condition of having slow hearing. Bradyarrhythmia, a combination of bradycardia and arrhythmia. Bradyarrhythmias, plural of bradyarrhythmia, which can refer to types of bradyarrhythmia, cases of bradyarrhythmia, or episodes of bradyarrhythmia. Bradyarrhythmic, of, relating to, or affected by bradyarrhythmia. Bradyarrhythmia, misspelling of bradyarrhythmia. Bradyarrhythmia, a neurological disorder characterized by slow speech. Biasystole, the condition of having abnormally slow heart rhythm. Biasystole, relating to bradysystole. Bradybinae, any snail of the family Bradybinae. Bradybinaes, plural of Bradybinae. Bradycardia, the condition of having a slow heartbeat defined as under 60 beats per minute for an adult. Bradycardia, of, pertaining to or afflicted with bradycardia. Bradycardial, synonym of bradycardic. Bradycardias, plural of bradycardia, which can refer to types of bradycardia, cases of bradycardia, or episodes of bradycardia. Bradycardic, of, pertaining to or afflicted with bradycardia. Bradykinesia, dated form of bradykinesia. Bradycardic, having a slow pulse. Bradydysrhythmia, a slow 60 bpm and abnormal heart rhythm. Bradyarrhythmia. Bradydysrhythmias, plural of bradydysrhythmia. Bradydysrhythmic, of, relating to, or affected by bradydysrhythmia. Bradygastria, a decrease in the cyclic electrical activity in the stomach. Bradygastric, relating to bradygastria. Bradyglossia, synonym of bradyarthria. Present participle and gerund of Brady. Bradykinesia, slowness of movement. Bradykинesias, plural of bradykinesia. Bradykinesic, relating to bradykinesia. Bradykinesis, alternative form of bradykinesia. Bradykinetic, of, pertaining to, or exhibiting bradykinesia. Bradykinin, a compound released in the blood in some circumstances which causes contraction of smooth muscle and dilation of blood vessels. It is a peptide with 9 amino acid residues. Bradykinogen, synonym of calodin. Bradykinins, plural of bradykinin. Bradylalia, a form of dysarthria characterized by very slow speech. Bradylexia, an unusual slowness in reading. Bradylogia, synonym of bradyarthria. Bradymetabolic, relating to bradymetabolism. Bradymetabolism, a slow metabolism. Bradymorphic, having juvenile morphological characteristics in adulthood. Bradynobinid, any wasp of the family Bradynobinidae. Bradynobinids, plural of Bradynobinid. Bayadat, any extinct alleged fish of the order Bayadani. Bayadants, plural of Bradyodont. Bayat, to that. Radane, of or pertaining to bradyans. Ayas, plural of radian. Radiathsia, a failure of the eyes to respond quickly to changing light levels or to perceive a moving object against a bright background. Bradipsia, slowness of digestion. Bradiptic, having abnormally slow digestion. Bradiphagia, unusual slowness in eating. Bradiphagia, synonym of bradylalia. Bradyphenia, abnormally slow speech. Bradyphrasia, a form of aphasia characterized by abnormally slow speech. Bradyphrenia, the slowness of thought common to many disorders of the brain. Disorders characterized by bradyphrenia include Parkinson's disease, punch-drunk syndrome, normal pressure hydrocephalus, forms of schizophrenia, and drug-induced states. Bradyphrenias, plural of bradyphrenia. Bradyphrenic, relating to or exhibiting bradyphrenia. Bradypnea, a slow breathing rate, rhythm, or tidal volume. Bradypneic, alternative form of bradypnoic. Bradypnea, alternative form of bradypnoic. Bradypnea, alternative form of bradypnea. Bradypnoic, exhibiting bradypnea, hypoventilating. Bradypnea, obsolete form of bradypnea. Bradypnoic, alternative form of bradypnoic. Bradypodid, any sloth in the bradypodidae. Bradypodids, plural of bradypodid. Bradypsychia, slowness of thought or mental activity. Bradyrhizobia, plural of bradyrhizobium. Bradyrhizobial, relating to the bradyrhizobia. Bradyrhizobium, any bacterium of the genus Bradyrhizobium. Bradyrhizos, an inositol-fused monosaccharide associated with bacteria of the genus Bradyrhizobium. Bradyrhythmia, synonym of bradycardia. Radizism, a gradual uplift or descent of part of the Earth's surface caused by the filling or emptying of an underground magma chamber and / or hydrothermal activity, particularly in volcanic calderas. Radisismal, radisismic. Radisismic, relating to bradisisms. Radisismical, radisismic. Radisismism, alternative form of bradisism. Bradisisms, plural of bradisism. Braditachycardia, alternating episodes of bradycardia and tachycardia. Bradytlic, of or relating to bradytly. Bradytly, unusually slow evolution. Bradytictic, of a female mussel that carries fertilized eggs for extended periods of time. Braditroph, a strain of an organism or cell tissue that exhibits slow metabolism. Braditrophic, relating to bradytrophs. Bradytrophs, plural of braditroph. Braditrophy, the condition of being braditrophic. Bradyuria, unusually slow urination. Bradyzi, a nitrophenyl thiosemic carbazide that is a bradykinin receptor antagonist. Bradyzoite, a sessile, slow-growing form of many zoonotic microorganisms that can cause toxoplasmosis. Bradyzoites, plural of bradyzoite. The sloping bank of a river valley. Brever, a red crispy apple originating in New Zealand. Brayburnis, plural of Breburn. Breeden, a male given name transferred from the surname, of somewhat uncommon usage, variant of Braddon. Breedon, a male given name. Brehead, a number of places in Scotland. Raelin, a female given name originating as a coinage. Raelin, a female given name originating as a coinage. Rearer, a village in Aberdeenshire Council area, Scotland OS Grid Ref No 1591. Reamer Hill, an area of Eastern District, Hong Kong. Briz, plural of Bri. Rizdi, a commune of Batasani County, Romania. Reverton, a village and civil parish without a council in Darlington Borough, County Durham, England OS Grid Ref NZ 2921. Rafferton and Helperby, a civil parish in North Yorkshire, England, previously in Hambleton District, that includes the named places which adjoin each other. Rathe, a horse collar, especially as used in Gurning. Rathens, plural of Braffen. Ravard, a surname. Ravards, plural of Brafford. Ravard, a cross between a Hereford bull and a Brahman cow, or a Hereford cow and a Brahman bull. Ravards, plural of Brawford. A boast or boasting, bragging, ostentatious pretense or self-glorification. Rag book, a small personal photo album. Rag books, plural of brag book. Raga, to speak with pride on behalf of someone else, to boast of the accomplishments of someone else. Rag sheet, Navy, a list of achievements maintained by a serving sailor, used as a means of performance evaluation. Rag sheets, plural of brag sheet. Raga, a surname from Portuguese. Rageability, the quality of being suitable for bragging about. Bragança, a district in northeastern Portugal. Bragança, alternative spelling of Bragança. Bragad, alternative form of braggot, drink made with ale and honey. Regden, a surname. Ragdens, plural of Bragden. Rager, a surname. Ragers, plural of Brager. Ragfest, a song, event, etc. characterized by bragging. Ragvests, plural of Bragfests. Re, a surname. Rag mirror, synonym of dielectric mirror. Rag mirrors, plural of brag mirror. Brag peak, a maximum in the graph of energy loss of a high-energy particle as it travels through matter just before it comes to rest. Brag peaks, plural of brag peak. Rag plane, a plane in reciprocal space which bisects a reciprocal lattice vector, script-style math K, at right angles. Rag planes, plural of brag plane. Rag scattering, the diffraction phenomenon exhibited by a crystal bombarded with X-rays in such a way that each plane of the crystal lattice acts as a reflector. Rag scatterings, plural of brag scattering. Ragg's law, a law that equates the angle theta between the incident and scattered ray to the spacing d between the crystal planes and the wavelength lambda of the radiation, and lambda equals 2d sin theta. Ragable, able to be bragged about. Bragables, plural of braggable. Braggadocio, misspelling of braggadocio. Braggadocio, archaic form of braggadocio, empty boasting. Braggadocian, someone given to empty boasting, a braggart. Braggadocians, plural of braggadocian. Braggadocious, plural of braggadocia. Braggadoci, plural of braggadocio. Braggadocio, a braggart. Braggadocios, plural of braggadocio. Braggadocios, plural of braggadocio. Braggadocious, exhibiting braggadocio, characterized by empty boasts. Bragger, uncommon form of braggart. Braggardism, boastfulness, tendency to brag. Braggardisms, plural of braggardism. Braggartly, boastful, tending to brag. Braggarts, plural of braggart. Braggart, someone who constantly brags or boasts. Braggartism, boasting, boastfulness. Braggartisms, plural of braggartism. Braggartly, like a braggart, boastful. Braggartry, bragging, boastfulness. Braggart, plural of braggart. Bragnations, bragging. Braggatory, exhibiting or characteristic of hubris, boastful. A surname. Brag, simple past and past participle of brag. Brag on, simple past and past participle of brag on. Bragger, a person who brags. Braggeries, plural of braggery. Braggers, plural of bragger. Braggery. Bragging. Braddest, superlative form of brag, most brag. Braddeth, a liquor made of fermented ale and honey with spices. Braddeth, alternative form of braggot drink made with ale and honey. Ready, a photo shared on a social media network with the sole intention of making one's friends/followers jealous. Rabbit, comparative form of braggy, more braggy. Bragis, plural of braggy. Braggis, superlative form of braggy, most braggy. Bragging, pronunciation spelling of bragging. Bragginess, the quality of being vatty. Bragging, the act of one who brags. Bragging on, present participle and gerund of brag on. Bragging rights, the prerogative to praise oneself for a skill or accomplishment. Braggingly, in a bragging manner. Braggings, plural of bragging. Bradish, bragging, boastful. Bradishly, in a bradish manner. Bradishness, the quality of being bradish. Bradite, a tetragonal dipyramidal steel gray mineral containing nickel, palladium, platinum, and sulfur. Rado, alternative form of broggle. Rados, third person singular simple present indicative of braggle. Radat, alternative form of braggot drink made with ale and honey. Bradby, prone to brag. Bragless, without bragging. Radat, alternative form of braggot drink made with ale and honey. Ragazzo, a kind of wooden sailing boat from the Adriatic, often used for fishing, having a wide hull and a flat bottom with a large rudder and no keel. Ragazzos, plural of ragazzo. Rags, third person singular simple present indicative of brag. Brags on, third person singular simple present indicative of brag on. Ragwina, synonym of cavaquino. Rabin has, plural of bragwinha. Bragwino, synonym of cavaquino. Bragwinos, plural of bragwino. Bragworthy, worth bragging about. Rut, alternative spelling of brother, friend. Ra, a surname. Rahabs, plural of Braham. Rahaste, a village and commune of Galati County, Romania. Nra, a surname from Danish. Nraes, plural of bra. Ra, Diminutive of Ibrahim. Ra, a surname. Radha, Hindu deity of creation and one of the Trinity, the others being Vishnu and Shiva. Brahmachari, a man who practices brahmacharya. Brahmacharis, plural of brahmachari. Brahmacharya, the first student ashrama in Hindu culture in which a person is dedicated to the quest for self-realization. Brahmadanta, literally, the rod of Brahma, also used of bamboo rods carried by Indian ascetics. Brahmadandas, plural of Brahmadanda. Anya, any mouth of the family Brahmidi. Anyads, plural of Brahmid. Ramagupta, an Indian mathematician and astronomer c. 598 c. 668 c. Brahmagupta's formula, a particular expression for the area of a quadrilateral. Brahmaloka, the heavenly abode of the god Brahma and goddess Saraswati. Brahman, a breed of beef cattle from India with a hump on the shoulder. Brahmana, any of several ancient Hindu religious prose texts that explain the relationship of the Vedas to the sacrificial ceremonies. BRA Macron HM at letter 1E47. Alternative spelling of Brahmana. Brahmanas, plural of Brahmana. Brahmanbaria, a city in the Brahmanbaria district, Chittagong division, Bangladesh. Brahmanbaria district, one of the 11 districts in the Chittagong division of Bangladesh. Brahmani, archaic form of Brahmini. Brahmanis, plural of Brahmani. Brahmanas, alternative form of Brahminas. Brahmanesses, plural of Brahmanas. Brahmani, archaic form of Brahmini. Brahmanic, Brahmanical. Brahmanical, of or pertaining to the Brahman. Brahmanically, in a Brahmanical manner. Brahmanis, plural of Brahmani. Brahmanism, the principles and religious practice of the Brahmins, aspects of Hinduism as practiced by the Brahmin caste of India. Brahmanis, an adherent of the religion of the Brahmins. Brahmanistic, of or relating to Brahmanism. Brahmanists, plural of Brahmanis. Brahmans, plural of Brahman. Brahmaputra, a large domestic fowl, peculiar in having the comb divided lengthwise into 3 parts and the legs well feathered. Brahmaputras, plural of Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra, a river which flows through Tibet, India, and Bangladesh. Brahmaputras, plural of Brahmaputra. Brahmarakshas, alternative form of Brahmarakshasa. Brahmarakshasa, the spirit of an evil Brahmin, a demon, an evil spirit. Brahmarakshasas, plural of Brahmarakshasa. Brahmas, plural of Brahma. Brahma, a surname. Brahmaths, plural of Brahmbath. Brahminism, misspelling of Brahmanism. Brahmi, a script once used in South and Central Asia. Brahmi, alternative form of Brahmi. Brahma, related or belonging to a certain family of Apujitas used to write many languages of South and Southeast Asia, descended from the Brahmi script. Brahman, alternative spelling of Brahman. Brahman Ma, any of various maths in the family, Brahmidi. Brahmani, archaic form of Brahmini. Brahmanis, plural of Brahmani. Brahmanas, a female Brahmin member of Hindu priestly caste. Brahminesses, plural of Brahminas. Brahmini, a female Brahmin member of Hindu priestly caste. Brahminic, relating to Brahmins. Brahminical, alternative form of Brahminical. Brahminical thread, a sacred thread worn by Hindus of the Brahmin Varna. Brahminical threads, plural of Brahminical thread. Brahmanis, plural of Brahmani. Brahmines, plural of Brahmini. Brahmanism, alternative spelling of Brahmanism. Brahmanis, alternative form of Brahmanist. Brahmanists. Plural of Brahmanis. Brahmanocide, the pentacyclic triterpenoid 810-11-trihydroxy-9-12-A6B912-A5-6-6-A6B7-8-8-A9-10-11-12-12-A12-B13-14-B-icosahydropisine 4-A carboxylic acid present in the pennywort centella asiatica. Brahmins, plural of Brahman. Brahmani, a Brahmani kite. Brahmani bull, a bull devoted to Shiva and allowed to run loose in the bazaars or elsewhere. Brahmani bulls, plural of Brahmani bull. Brahmani duck, synonym of ruddy shell duck. Brahmani ducks, plural of Brahmani duck. Brahmani kite, Haliaster indus, a medium-sized bird of prey with reddish-brown plumage and a white head and breast, found in the Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and Australia. Brahmani kites, plural of Brahmani kite. Brahmo, an adherent of the Brahmoism religion. Brahmo Samaj, the societal component of Brahmoism. Brahmo Samaj, alternative spelling of Brahmo Samaj. Brahmos, plural of Brahmo. Brahmoism, a religious movement of Bengal in the late 18th century. Brahmois, a follower of Brahmoism. Brahmoists, plural of Brahmoists. Brahmos, plural of Brahmo. Brahmacide, the pentacyclic triterpenoid 810-11-trihydroxy-9-hydroxymethyl-1,2,3,4,4,A5-6-6-A6B9-12-12-A12-B13-14-B-icosahydropisine 4-A carboxylic acid present in the pennywort centella asiatica. Brahms, pissed, drunk. Brahms and Lis, pissed, drunk. Brahmsian, of or pertaining to Johannes Brahms 1833-1897, German composer and pianist, or his compositions. Brahmi, one who enjoys the works of the German composer Johannes Brahms. Brahmites, plural of Brahmsite. Right, plural of Bra. Brahyu, a pastoral people of eastern Balochistan. Ravi, alternative form of Brahui. Brid, a surname. Brid Bar, a small area of land in Ayat or small island which forms in the middle of the flow channel of a braided river. Braid bars, plural of braid bar. Braid group, a group whose elements represent ways to weave some number of strings into braids. Braid groups, plural of braid group. Braid statistics, a generalization of the statistics of bosons and fermions based on the concept of braid group. Braidable, capable of being braided. Braided, simple past and past participle of braid. Braided belt, a belt for around the legwear constructed from noticeable interlaced strands between which, in place of punch holes, the prong can be run through. Braided belts, plural of braided belt. Braided river, a river which has a network of channels which diverge and rejoin around typically ephemeral braid bars, small mid-channel islands. Braided rivers, plural of braided river. Braidedness, the condition of being braided. Braiden, a surname from Irish. Braider, one who or that which braids. Braiders, plural of braider. Braidus, second person singular simple present indicative of braid. Braida, third person singular simple present indicative of braid. Braiding, present participle and gerund of braid. Braidings, plural of braiding. Braidism, hypnotism. Braid-like, resembling or characteristic of a braid. Braidachin, of or relating to Rosie Braidotti, born 1954, philosopher and feminist theoretician. Braidplain, an area encompassing the active and inactive channels of a braided river. Braids, plural of braid. Braidwood, a village south of Carluke, South Lanarkshire Council area, Scotland. OS grid ref NS 8448. Braidwoods, plural of braidwood. Braidwork, the technique of weaving decorative braids. Raz, brachy, breeches, an undergarment worn in medieval Europe. Rail, a rope or line used to suspend lights or scenery in a certain position. Braila, the capital and largest city of Braila County, Romania. Braila, simple past and past participle of braille. Brailer, a device for unloading large quantities of fish consisting of a net of small mesh webbing attached to a frame. Brailers, plural of brailer. Rally, a surname. Rallies, plural of braille. Brailing, present participle and gerund of braille. Railings, plural of railing. Rail, Louis Braille. Braille block, synonym of Tenji block. Braille blocks, plural of braille block. Braille, simple past and past participle of braille. Brailer, alternative form of brailer. Brailers, plural of brailer. Rouse, third person singular simple present indicative of braille. Braille writer, a kind of mechanical typewriter that produces braille output. Braille writers, plural of braille writer. Brailing, a form of cheating in the board game Scrabble, where a player drawing tiles from the bag attempts to feel their raised surfaces so as to choose specific letters. Braillists, a person who uses the braille writing system. Braillists, plural of braillists. Rails, plural of braille. Railsford, a village and civil parish in Derbyshire Dales District, Derbyshire, England. OS grid ref SK 254414. Brailsfords, plural of Brailsford. Ray, the ship of characters Brienne of Tarth and Jaime Lannister from the A Song of Ice and Fire novel series and its television adaptation Game of Thrones. Ray, the control center of the central nervous system of an animal located in the skull which is responsible for perception. Rain bleach, a notional substance that is used to clean the mind of disturbing imagery. Brain bleed, synonym of cerebral hemorrhage. Brain bleeds, plural of brain bleed. Brain bucket, a protective helmet as worn, for example, by a motorcyclist, bicyclist, or soldier in combat. Brain buckets, plural of brain bucket. Brain cancer, any of various types of cancer associated with brain tumors. Brain cancers, plural of brain cancer. Brain candy, a narrative, commentary, etc. which amuses and holds one's attention, but which lacks intellectual depth or importance. Brain cell, a cell in the brain, such as a neuron or a glial cell. Brain cells, plural of brain cell. Brain chip, a chip implanted in a brain. Brain chips, plural of brain chip. Brain cloud, the temporary inability to think properly or to remember something. Brain clouds, plural of brain cloud. Brain coral, any of several species of coral with the appearance of a brain in the families Mussidae and Merlinidae. Brain corals, plural of brain coral. Brain cramp, a temporary mental lapse, such as an inability to remember something, to focus one's attention, to understand something, or to perform some other mental task of which one would ordinarily be capable. Brain cramps, plural of brain cramp. Brain damage, used other than figuratively or idiomatically, see brain damage. Brain damages, plural of brain damage. Brain day, a day dedicated to research, study, or intellectual pursuits. Brain days, plural of brain day. Brain dead, alternative spelling of brain dead. Brain death, an irreversible loss of brain function and cessation of brain activity. Brain doctor, synonym of neurologist. Brain doctors, plural of brain doctor. Brain drain, the migration of educated or talented people from less economically advanced areas to more economically advanced areas, especially to large cities or more developed nations. Brain drain, simple past of brain drain. Brain draining, simple past and past participle of brain drain. Brain drains, plural of brain drain. Brain dump, the transfer of a large quantity of information or knowledge from one person to another, as for example, when one skilled employee is to replace another. Brain dumps, plural of brain dump. Brain fade, a temporary condition of not thinking clearly. Brain fades, plural of brain fade. Brain fag, a condition in which male high school and college students experience mild forgetfulness and difficulty in concentrating and maintaining a train of thought arising from overthinking. Brain farm, any mass educational system of improving or providing conditions to increase the intellectual quality and yield of a population of human brains, for example, a university or school. Brain farms, plural of brain farm. Brain fart, something ill-considered and said or done impulsively. Brain farts, plural of brain fart. Brain fever, encephalitis or meningitis. Brain fevers, plural of brain fever. Brain fingerprinting, a forensic technique that uses electroencephalography to determine whether specific information is stored in a subject's brain. Brain fluid, cerebrospinal fluid. Brain fog, a mental condition in which the subject experiences problems in concentrating, thinking clearly, or remembering things, a sense of not being completely awake or mentally acute. Brain food, alternative form of brain food. Brain foods, plural of brain food. Brain freeze, a pain in the head from eating or drinking something cold, a cold stimulus headache. Brain freezes, plural of brain freeze. Brain gain, an increase in the number of skilled workers in a country as a result of immigration. Brain gains, plural of brain gain. Brain graph, alternative form of brain graph. Brain graphs, plural of brain graph. Brain gray, synonym of eigengrau. Brain heavies, plural of brain heavy. Brain heavy. A henchman in a Western film who focuses on criminal schemes rather than physical violence. Brain imaging. The use of various techniques to image the structure and function of the nervous system. Brain implant. Any device directly attached to a person's or animal's brain. Brain implants. Plural of brain implant. Brain like a sieve. Synonym of mind like a sieve. Brain mushroom. A fungus common in Europe and North America, and one of several species of fungi known as false morels, especially Gyromitra esculenta. Brain mushrooms. Plural of brain mushroom. Brain rot. The degradation of mental faculties, intelligence, common sense, or moral character. Brain scan. Corpora arenacea. Brain scanner. A device used to perform brain imaging. Brain scanners. Plural of brain scanner. Brain science. Synonym of neuroscience. Brain sciences. Plural of brain science. Brain stem. The part of the brain that connects the spinal cord to the cerebrum and the rest of the forebrain. Brain stems. Plural of brain stem. Brainstorm. A seizure, convulsion, or similar incident of abnormal brain activity. Brainstormed. Simple past and past participle of brainstorm. Brainstorming. Present participle and gerund of brainstorm. Brainstorms. Plural of brainstorm. Brain sugar. Synonym of galactose. Brain sugars. Plural of brain sugar. Brain surgeon. Someone who does brain surgery. Brain surgeons. Plural of brain surgeon. Brain surgeries. Plural of brain surgery. Brain surgery. Surgery on any part of the nervous system, especially the brain. Neurosurgery. Brain tiredness. Synonym of brain fag. Brain traffic. The movement and coordination of internal signals that govern the working of the body and mind, especially neural impulses and hormones. Brain trick. A stratagem, a clever trick, a ruse. Brain tricks. Plural of brain trick. Brain trusts. Originally, a group of experts who advise a government, often informally. Brain trusts. Plural of brain trusts. Brain tumor. An intracranial growth of abnormal and uncontrolled cell division. Brain tumors. Plural of brain tumor. Brain tumor. Alternative spelling of brain tumor. Brain tumors. Plural of brain tumor. Brainwave. Alternative form of brainwave. Brain waves. Plural of brain wave. Brain weary. Fatigued by pressure of work. Brain worker. Synonym of knowledge worker. Brain workers. Plural of brain worker. Brain worm. Alternative form of brainworm. Brain worms. Plural of brain worm. Brain zap. A sensation akin to an electric shock in the brain associated with the discontinuation of treatment with antidepressants. Brain zaps. Plural of brain zap. Brain bending. Mentally challenging, difficult to comprehend. Brain bucket. Alternative form of brain bucket. Brain buckets. Plural of brain bucket. Brain cramp. Alternative form of brain cramp. Brain cramps. Plural of brain cramp. Brain damage. Suffering from an injury to the brain. Brain dead. Having an irreversible loss of brain function and cessation of brain activity. Brain drain. Alternative form of brain drain. Brain drain. Simple past of brain drain. Brain draining. simple past and past participle of brain drain. Brain drains, third person singular simple present indicative of brain drain. Brain dressed, that has been treated with a liquor that has been prepared by boiling the brains of deer. Brain fag, alternative form of brain fag. Brain fart, alternative form of brain fart. Brain farts, plural of brain fart. Brain fever, alternative spelling of brain fever. Brain fever bird, synonym of common hawk cuckoo. Brain gain, alternative form of brain gain. Brain gains, plural of brain gain. Brain melting, overwhelming in a way that prevents coherent thought. Brain meltingly, in a brain melting way. Brain numbing, synonym of mind numbing. Brain pan, alternative form of brain pan. Brain pans, plural of brain pan. Brain picking, the act of picking someone's brain. Brainera, alternative spelling of brain rot. Brain scanner, alternative form of brain scanner. Brain scanners, plural of brain scanner. Brain stabbing, causing a sharply painful headache. Brainstorm, alternative form of brainstorm. Brainstorm, simple past and past participle of brainstorm. Brainstorming, present participle and gerund of brainstorm. Brainstorms, plural of brainstorm. Brain tape, alternative form of brain tape. Brain tapes, plural of brain tape. Brain teaser, a complex riddle or puzzle. Brain teasers, plural of brain teaser. Brain tickler, synonym of brain teaser riddle or puzzle. Brain ticklers, plural of brain tickler. Brainwashing, a form of indoctrination that forces people to abandon their beliefs in favor of another set of beliefs by conditioning through various forms of pressure or torture. Brainwashings, plural of brainwashing. Brainworm, alternative form of brainworm. Brainwormed, delusional, paranoid, or obsessive. Brainworms, plural of brainworm. Brainal, of or relating to the brain. Brainard, a surname. Brainards, plural of brainard. Brainball, synonym of taflum. Brainballs, plural of brainball. Rainbow, a graphical representation of parts of the brain in which neighboring neurons are variously colored with fluorescent dyes. Brainbows, plural of brainbow. Brainbox, the cavity of the skull in which the brain is contained. Brainboxes, plural of brainbox. Brainbuster, a move in which the wrestler drops the opponent on the head to the mat. Brainbusters, plural of brainbuster. Braincase, synonym of neurocranium. Braincases, plural of braincase. Braincast, a cast fossil of the brain of an organism. Braincasts, plural of braincast. Brain cell, alternative form of brain cell. Brain cells, plural of brain cell. Brainchild, a creation of one's brain, an original idea or innovation of a person or group of people, an organization, etc. Brainchild, simple past and past participle of brainchild. Brainchilding, present participle and gerund of brainchild. Brainchildren, plural of brainchild. Brainchilds, plural of brainchild. Brainchip, alternative form of brain chip. Brainchips, plural of brainchip. Braingret, intellectual work, thinking. Braindance, synonym of intelligent dance music. Braindead, alternative spelling of brain dead. Braindump, alternative spelling of brain dump. Braindumps, plural of braindump. Ray, a surname. Brainectomies, plural of brainectomy. Brainectomy, the surgical removal of the brain. Brained, having a particular kind or number of brain. Brainness, the state or quality of having a particular type of brain. Brainer, someone with a certain type of brain. Brainerd, a surname. Brainards, plural of brainer. Brainers, plural of brainer. Brains, plural of brain. Brainthag, alternative form of brain fag. Brainfor, alternative form of brain fart. Brain farts, plural of brain fart. Brainfuss, a collection or gathering of intellectuals or intellect-based activities. Brainfists, plural of brainfists. Brain food, any food consumed for the purpose of energizing the brain or promoting intellectual thought. Brain foods, plural of brain food. Brainthought, a minimalist esoteric programming language created for amusement in which every basic machine instruction is represented by a single character. Brainfuck, simple past and past participle of brainfuck. Brainfucking, present participle and gerund of brainfuck. Brainfucks, plural of brainfuck. Brainful, as much as one person can think about or hold in mind at one time. Brainfuls, plural of brainful. Brainism, an overpowering mental sensation of joy, excitement, etc. resembling an orgasm. Brainisms, plural of brainism. Braingraph, a connectome. Braingraphs, plural of braingraph. Brainhood, the papillon of brain. A very intelligent and usually studious, erudite person. Brainiacs, plural of brainiac. Braino, of or pertaining to the brain. Brainia, comparative form of brainy, more brainy. Brainias, superlative form of brainy, most brainy. Brainily, in a brainy way. Braininess, the characteristic of being brainy. Braining, present participle and gerund of brain. Radish, hot-headed, furious. Brainus, someone who values the brain and its power. Brainists, plural of brainus. Brainless, having no brain. Brainlessly, in a brainless manner, stupidly, foolishly. Brainlessness, the state or condition of being brainless. Brainlet, a subcomponent of a brain or thinking system. Brainlets, plural of brainlet. Brainlie, resembling or characteristic of a brain. Brainlie, the situation where a person's brain seems to freeze up, preventing them from proceeding. Brainly, of relating to or typified by a brain. By extension proficient in intellectual matters, brainy. Brainordinate, a precise location within the brain. Brain ordinates, plural of brain ordinate. Brainstem, the brain case, the skull. Braintens, plural of braintan. Brain power, mental ability, intelligence. Brain powers, plural of brain power. Brain rot, alternative spelling of brain rot. Brains, plural of brain. Brains trusts, a group of experts who discuss events in public, especially on television or radio. Brains trusts, plural of brains trust. Brains truster, a member of a brains trust. Brains trusters, plural of brains truster. Brain scan, a scan of the brain, for example using computed tomography. Brain scanner, alternative form of brain scanner. Brain scanners, plural of brain scanner. Brain scans, plural of brain scan. Brain sick, disordered in the understanding, giddy, thoughtless. Brain sickly, in a brain sick manner. Brain sickness, the quality of being brain sick, mental confusion or giddiness. Brain space, one's capacity to focus on various tasks. Brain spaces, plural of brain space. Brainstem, alternative spelling of brainstem. Brainstems, plural of brainstem. Brainstorm, to investigate something or solve a problem using brainstorming. Brainstorm, simple past and past participle of brainstorm. Brainstormer, one who brainstorms. Brainstormers, plural of brainstormer. Brainstorming, a method of problem solving in which members of a group contribute ideas spontaneously. Brainstormings, plural of brainstorming. Brainstorms, plural of brainstorm. Brainstormy, relating to or characteristic of brainstorms or brainstorming. Brain tape, a complete record of the contents of someone's brain. Brain tapes, plural of brain tape. Brain teaser, a difficult problem or puzzle. Brain teasers, plural of brain teaser. Brain teasing, puzzling, mentally challenging. Braintree, a town in Essex, England. Brain trust, alternative spelling of brain trust. Brain trusts, plural of brain trusts. Brainwash, a distorting effect upon one's memory, belief, or ideas as by propaganda. Brainwashable, susceptible to brainwashing. Brainwash, simple past and past participle of brainwash. Brainwashedness, the state or condition of being brainwashed. Brainwashee, a victim of brainwashing. Brainwashees, plural of brainwashee. Brainwasher, one who brainwashes. Brainwashers, plural of brainwasher. Brainwashes, plural of brainwash. Brainwashing, alternative spelling of brainwashing. Brainwashings, plural of brainwashing, alternative spelling of brainwashings. Brainwashy, characteristic of brainwashing. Brainwave, any of many rhythmic fluctuations of electric potential between parts of the brain, especially those seen on an electroencephalogram. Brainwave fingerprinting, synonym of brain fingerprinting. Brainwaves, plural of brainwave. Brainware, neurodivergent. Brain eye, throughout the brain. Brainwipe, to mind wipe. Brainwipe, simple past and past participle of brainwipe. Brainwipes. Third person singular simple present indicative of brainwipe. Brainwiping. Present participle and gerund of brainwipe. Brainwork. Work done with the brain, mental effort. Brainworker. Alternative form of brain worker. Brainworkers. Plural of brainworker. Brainworm. A neurotropic nematode parasite Paralophostrongulus tenuis. Brainworms. Plural of brainworm. Brainwriting. A form of brainstorming in which participants write down ideas and pass them along to other participants as inspiration for further ideas. Brainy. Very intellectually capable. Rare. The first shoots of grass or crops. Rerda. Simple past and past participle of brared. Rerde. Present participle and gerund of brared. Reds. Third person singular simple present indicative of brared. Vraise. Alternative spelling of braise. Vraised. Simple past and past participle of braise. Brather. A dish or pan for braising. Braithers. Plural of braiser. Braise. Plural of braise. Braising. Present participle and gerund of braise. Braise. A diamond in the rough. An uncut diamond. Braithwaite. A habitational surname from Old Norse. Braithwell. A village and civil parish served by Braithwell with Micklebring Parish Council and the Metropolitan Borough of Doncaster, South Yorkshire, England. OS Grid Ref SK 5394. Brights. Plural of bright. Braise. A European marine fish, Pagris pagris, allied to the American scup, the becker. The name is sometimes applied to the related species. Braised. Simple past and past participle of braise. Braides. Plural of braise. Breathing. Present participle and gerund of braise. Red. A historical region of Uttar Pradesh, India. Rajbhasha. An Indo-Aryan language spoken in India and considered a variety of Western Hindi. Rajabulai. A literary constructed language from Maithili and Bengali. Rajesh. One of Krishna's names. Rakesh. Break. A surname. Break assemblies. Plural of break assembly. Brake assembly. The collective replacement parts used to repair an automobile's worn-down brakes. Brake bias. The front and rear distribution of braking power. The brake bias should match the traction of the vehicle while braking. Brake biases. Plural of brake bias. Brake block. One of two small blocks fitted to a brake caliper, which rub on the wheel rim when the brake is applied. Brake blocks. Plural of brake block. Brake check. To deliberately brake in an unexpected place to hinder or startle the driver behind. Brake checked. Simple past and past participle of brake check. Brake checking. Present participle and gerund of brake check. Brake checks. Third person singular simple present indicative of brake check. Brake disc. The disc or rotor that is squeezed between brake pads into disc brake. Brake discs. Plural of brake disc. Brake disc. Alternative form of brake disc. Brake discs. Plural of brake disc. Brake drum. A hollow metal cylinder attached to a wheel of a vehicle to which pressure is applied when braking. Brake drums. Plural of brake drum. Brake dust. dust or residue generated from the friction between the brake pads and the brake rotors or drums in a vehicle's braking system. Brake failure, partial or total loss of braking force with prolonged continuous or repetitive application of a heavy vehicle's brakes, due to the effects on the brake system of the heat generated by heavy braking. Brake fluid, a special fluid for operating hydraulic brakes and clutches which are linked by pipe to a master cylinder. Brake fluids, plural of brake fluid. Brake gear, alternative form of brake gear. Brake horsepower, the useful horsepower of an engine as measured at its drive shaft. Brake horsepowers, plural of brake horsepower. Brake light, a light on the rear of a vehicle that is activated when braking. Brake lights, plural of brake light. Brake line, a line that conveys fluid from a vehicle's brake pedal to the brakes when they are applied. Brake lines, plural of brake line. Brake lining, consumable surfaces in brake systems such as drum brakes and disc brakes used in transport vehicles. Brake linings, plural of brake lining. Brake mean effective pressure, the average mean pressure which, if imposed on the pistons uniformly from the top to the bottom of each power stroke, would produce the measured brake power output. Brake mean effective pressures, plural of brake mean effective pressure. Brake noodle, a rigid or stiffly flexible sheath used on some bicycles to turn a brake cable neatly around a corner. Brake noodles, plural of brake noodle. Brake pad, a friction element in a disc brake. Brake pads, plural of brake pad. Brake pedal, the pedal in a vehicle, usually a car, which operates the brakes. Brake pedals, plural of brake pedal. Brake pipe, alternative form of brake pipe. Brake pipes, plural of brake pipe. Brake press, synonym of press brake. Brake presses, plural of brake press. Brake shoe, an element of a drum brake into which the friction-producing brake lining is attached. Brake shoes, plural of brake shoe. Brake tender, a railway vehicle which provided extra braking on freight trains with unfitted wagons without automatic brakes hauled by diesel locomotives, which being generally lighter than steam locomotives had less braking power. With the phasing out of unfitted wagons, the brake tenders became redundant. Brake tenders, plural of brake tender. Brake tests, a test to ensure that the brakes of a vehicle are working correctly. Brake tested, simple past and past participle of brake tests. Brake testing, present participle and gerund of brake tests. Brake tests, plural of brake tests. Brake van, a railway vehicle used to brake a goods train, usually placed at the end of the train. These were essential before continuous train braking became universal. Brake vans, plural of brake van. Brake wheel, an inclined wheel that drives a wallower in a mill. Brake wheels, plural of brake wheel. Breakage, the braking of a vehicle. Brake bill, a surname. Brake bills, plural of brake bill. Brake, simple past and past participle of brake. Brakefield, a surname from Old English. Brakefields, plural of brakefield. Brake force, the force applied to a vehicle's brakes. A vehicle's brakes. Brake forces, plural of brake force. Brakeful, enough to fill a brake type of carriage. Brakefuls, plural of brakeful. Brake gear, the mechanical parts of the braking system on locomotives and other rolling stock. Brakeless, without brakes device used to slow or stop a vehicle. Brakelessness, absence of brakes. Brake line, alternative form of brake line. Brake lines, plural of brake line. Brake load, enough to fill a brake type of carriage. Brake loads, plural of brake load. Brake maker, a manufacturer of brakes. Brake makers, plural of brake maker. Brakeman, a railroad employee responsible for a train's brakes, couplings, etc. Brakeman, plural of brakeman. Braken, obsolete form of bracken. Brakeperson, a brakeman or brakewoman. Brake pipe, a continuous pipe or hose filled with high-pressure air and running the length of a train, used to recharge the train's brake reservoirs with compressed air and to control the train's air brakes through changes in its internal air pressure. Brake pipes, plural of brake pipe. Breaker, a surname from German. Breakers, plural of breaker. Brakes, plural of brake. Brake set, the complete set of brakes on a bicycle. Brake shoe, alternative form of brake shoe. Brake shoes, plural of brake shoe. Brakesman, someone who operates the winch in a mine. Brakesman, plural of brakesman. Brakes, second person singular simple past indicative of brake. Brake van, alternative form of brake van. Brake vans, plural of brake van. Brake wheel, alternative form of brake wheel. Brake wheels, plural of brake wheel. Brakewoman, a female brakeman in bobsleigh. Brakewomen, plural of brakewoman. Brakey, a brakeman. Brakies, plural of brakey. Braking, present participle and gerund of brake. Braking distance, the distance traveled by a vehicle between the time that the brakes are applied and the vehicle coming to rest. Braking distances, plural of braking distance. Braking time, the approximate duration of time required for a vehicle to come to a complete stop after applying the brakes. Braking times, plural of braking time. Break-ins, plural of braking. Rek, a surname from Dutch. Rex, plural of brack. Rakpan, a mining town on the east rand of Gauteng, South Africa. Rex, plural of brack. Bragi, overgrown with bracken or brush. Braless, not wearing a bra. Bralessness, the state of being braless or not wearing a bra. Bralette, alternative form of bralette. Bralettes, plural of bralette. Bralette, a kind of bra without an underwire used as a training bra. Bralettes, plural of bralettes. Raleigh, a surname from Old French. Rallies, plural of Raleigh. Rallisford, a surname. Rallisfords, plural of Brallisford. Ralabarbitol, a barbiturate drug now disused because of its disagreeable side effects. Bralastida, a village and commune of Dolj County, Romania. Raleigh, a surname. Raleighs, plural of Raleigh. A male given name, short for Abraham. Brahma, archaic form of Brahma. Ra, a surname from Ramallah, a kind of high security axial wafer lock. Ramalocks, plural of Bramah lock. Rama press, a kind of hydraulic press from the 19th century. Rama presses, plural of Brahma press. Ramas, plural of Brahma. Ramal, a surname. Ramals, plural of Brahmal. Raman, obsolete form of Brahman. Ramans, plural of Brahman. Brahmantien, of or relating to Donato Bramante 1444-1514, Italian architect who introduced Renaissance architecture to Milan and the High Renaissance style to Rome, where his plan for St. Peter's Basilica formed the basis of design executed by Michelangelo. Ramontes, reminiscent of the style or works of Donato Bramante 1444-1514, Italian architect and painter. Rubber, a village and civil parish in Horsham district, West Sussex, England. OS grid ref TQ 1810. Bramberries, plural of Bramberry. Bramberry, Rabbleberry. Brambilla, a surname. Brambillas, plural of Brambilla. Ravel, a surname. Bramble K. Melames. Melames rubicola, a recently extinct Australian rodent in the family Muridae. Ramble net, a net to catch birds. Bramble nets, plural of bramble net. Ramble shark, the shark Echinorinus brucus, family Echinorinidae.
We don't do standing still. We're trail makers, groundbreakers, like you. Yes, you. On that journey, going places, doing your thing. Big moves, small moves. But wherever you're headed, whatever you're after, we're by your side every step of the way. Meeting you wherever you are. Through every turn, every twist, every leap towards your goal. Together, we can go so much further. For everyone in BC, for every journey, this is Beam.
Gilla montifringilla of northern Eurasia, the male having a black head in summer and an orange breast with white belly and a long white rump. Rambling finch, the brambling, Fringilla montifringilla. Rambling finches, plural of brambling finch. Ramblings, plural of brambling. Rambly, covered in brambles. Ramptoad, a settlement in Wolvay Parish, Rugby District, Warwickshire, England. OS grid ref SB 4088. Ray, a surname. Raymall, a surname. Raymals, plural of Bramall. Brahman, obsolete form of Brahman. Raymer, a surname. Braimers, plural of Braymer. Brams, plural of brain. Bramfield, a village and civil parish in East Hertfordshire district, Hertfordshire, England. OS grid ref TL 2915. Radford, a village and civil parish in Mid Suffolk district, Suffolk, England. OS grid ref TM 1246. Ramhall, a suburb of Stockport, Greater Manchester, England, originally in Cheshire.
Nice.
Bramhalls, plural of Bramhall. A village in Bramham cum Oglethorpe Parish, Metropolitan Borough of Leeds, West Yorkshire, England. OS grid ref SC 4243. Ramham cum Oglethorpe, a civil parish in the Metropolitan Borough of Leeds, West Yorkshire, England. Bramhams, plural of Bramham. Rabhill, a surname. Radhills, plural of Bramhill. Rabhope, a village and civil parish served by Bramhope and Carlton Parish Council and the Metropolitan Borough of Leeds, West Yorkshire, England. OS Grid Ref SC 2543. Brani, an item of clothing which combines elements of a bra and a camisole. Remid, any fish in the family Bramidae, the pomfrets. Remids, plural of Bramid. Remin, dated form of Brahmin. Remene, dated form of Brahminic. Remenical, dated form of Brahminical. Remens, plural of Brahmin. Brahmis, plural of Brahmi. Ramladash, derogatory name for Brampton, a city in Ontario, Canada. Relet, a surname. Relet, a surname. Relets, plural of Bramlet. Bramley, a cultivar of apple used especially as a cooking apple. Ramles, plural of Brammy. Remal, a surname. Remelite, a sodium-rich analog of elite. Brower, a surname. Browers, plural of Brammer. Brothing, a town in Esbjerg Municipality, southwest Denmark. Ramford Speak, a village and civil parish in East Devon District, Devon, England. OS Grid Ref SX 9298. Rampladash, alternative form of Bramladash. Repton, a city in Ontario, Canada. Brampton Bierlow, a civil parish in the Metropolitan Borough of Rotherham, South Yorkshire, England. Its main settlement is the village of Brampton. Brampton with Stoven, a civil parish in East Suffolk District, Suffolk, England, previously in Waveney District, which includes the named places. Bramptonian, a native or inhabitant of Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Bramptonians, plural of Bramptonian. Bramptonite, a native or inhabitant of Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Bramptonites, plural of Bramptonite. Bramshire, a small village and large civil parish in New Forest District, Hampshire, England. OS Grid Ref SU 2615. Bramshot, a village in Bramshot and Liffook Parish, East Hampshire District, Hampshire, England. OS Grid Ref SU 8432. Ramshot and Liffook, a civil parish in East Hampshire District, Hampshire, England, that includes the named places. Ramwell, a surname. Ramwells, plural of Bramwell. Ra, a surname. Branflake, alternative form of Branflake. Branflakes, plural of Branflake. Brand new, archaic form of brand new. Bran pie, synonym of bran tub filled with bran in which small gifts are buried as a lucky dip. Bran pies, plural of bran pie. Ranto, a tub filled with bran in which small gifts are buried as a lucky dip. Bran tubs, plural of bran tub. Brand new, archaic form of brand new. Brannagan, a surname from Irish. Brannagans, plural of Brannagan. Renar, a surname from Irish. Renags, plural of Branagh. Renau, a surname. Renams, plural of Branham. Runnan, a surname. Bronnans, plural of Bronnan. Brancaxio, a surname from Italian. Brancaxios, plural of Brancaxio. Rancord, a litter drawn by a horse on which a person may be carried. Brancards, plural of brancard. Brancato, a surname from Italian. Brancatos, plural of brancato. Wrensepa, a village and civil parish in County Durham, England, southwest of the city of Durham, Westgrid Ref NZ 2237. Wrench, a surname from Old French. Wrench County, one of 83 counties in Michigan, United States. County seat, Coldwater. Wrench current method, synonym of nodal analysis. Wrench cut, a curve in a complex plane such that it is possible to define a single analytic branch of a multi-valued function on the plane minus that curve. Branch cuts, plural of branch cut. Branch Davidian, a member of a religious group that originated in 1955 from a schism in the Davidians. They believed that Bible prophecies of a final divine judgment were coming to pass as a prelude to Christ's second coming, and were involved in a fatal siege in 1993 near Waco, Texas. Branch Davidians, plural of branch Davidian. Branch line, a secondary railroad route or one subsidiary to a railroad's main lines. Branch lines, plural of branch line. Branch manager, an executive who oversees a division or office of a large business or organization operating locally or with a particular function. Branch managers, plural of branch manager. Branch of government, a part of a whole governing body which is assigned specific powers. Examples include the legislature, the judiciary, the executive, the military, and, in non-secular states, the church. Branch off, to diverge into two or more separate paths. Branch office, a business office that is geographically separate from the headquarters of the business. Branch offices, plural of branch office. Branch out, to expand in the manner of branches. Branch pilot, a ship's pilot who has been awarded Trinity House certification. Branch pilots, plural of branch pilot. Branch predictor, a digital circuit that tries to predict which way a branch structure will go, so as to improve the flow in the instruction pipeline. Branch predictors, plural of branch predictor. Branch register, the register in a CPU which contains the address of the next instruction to be executed or of an instruction to be branched under certain circumstances. Branch registers, plural of branch register. Branch stacking, the recruitment of members for a branch of a political party in order to influence the outcome of internal preselections of candidates for public office. Branch Sunday, synonym of Palm Sunday. Branch T, a T-pipe fitting with female connections on the two straight ends and a male connection on the branch. Branch Tees, plural of branch T. Branch water, plain water, especially ends and a male connection on the branch. Branch teas, plural of branch T. Branch water, plain water, especially when mixed with alcoholic beverage. Branch decomposition, an unrooted binary tree that represents the hierarchical clustering of the edges of an undirected graph. Branch decompositions, plural of branch decomposition. Branch water, alternative form of branch water. Branchage, branches, vegetation. Branchiolorus, a leafy branch fixed in front of a light to produce shadows in the shape of foliage. Branchiolorizes, plural of branchiolorus. Wrenchburg, a township in Somerset County, New Jersey, United States. Brancho, a surname from French. Branchos, plural of brancho. Wretched, having branches or specific kinds of branches. wrenched off, simple past and past participle of branch off. Wrenched out, simple past and past participle of branch out. Wrench chain, describing any aliphatic compound that contains a chain of carbon atoms in which at least one carbon atom is connected to 3 or 4 others, thus forming a branch. Wrenchiness, the state of being branched. Wrencher, that which shoots forth branches, one who shows growth in various directions. Brancheries, plural of branchery. Branchers, plural of brancher. Branchery, a system or entwining of branches on trees or as an ornament. Branches, plural of branch. Branches of government, plural of branch of government. Branches off, third person singular simple present indicative of branch off. Branches out, third person singular simple present indicative of branch out. Branches, second person singular simple present indicative of branch. Wrencheth, third person singular simple present indicative of branch. Branch fall, the falling of weakened branches from trees, typically in autumn. Branchful, as much as a branch can hold. Branchfuls, plural of branchful. Brevdia, a gill or other organ having the same function. Brede, plural of branchia. Idea, of pertaining to or resembling gills, of or pertaining to the embryonic branchial arches and clefts from which the gills arise. Branchial arch, any of a series of bony loop structures which support the gills of fish, any of the pharyngeal arches in a fish embryo. Branchial arches, plural of branchial arch. Ideally, in a branchial manner. Ideals, plural of branchial. Vidate, furnished with branchiae, gilled, having gills. Wrenched, any member of the Benchii, a family of priests who had charge of the Aenian sanctuary of Didyma before it was destroyed by the Persians. Brancheds, plural of branched. That comparative form of branchy, more branchy. Branchiest, superlative form of branchy, most branchy. Branchiferous, having gills, branchiate. Branchiform, veil-shaped. Branchiform, alternative form of branchiform. Branchinctid, any fairy shrimp of the family Branchinctidae. Branchinctids, plural of branchinctid. Branchiness, the quality of eve, she. Retching, present participle and gerund of branch. Branching off, present participle and gerund of branch off. Branching out, present participle and gerund of branch out. Branching process, a stochastic process which typically models reproduction of objects with the assumption that the reproductions of individual particles are mutually independent. Branching processes, plural of branching process. Branching ratio, in radioactivity, the portion of all decays that take a given pathway. For example, californium 252 decays by alpha decay tilde 97% of the time, and by spontaneous fission tilde 3% of the time. So the branching ratio is about 0.97 in favor of alpha decay and about 0.03 in favor of spontaneous fission. Branching ratios, plural of branching ratio. Branchingly, so as to branch or divide. Branchings, plural of branching. Bateau, relating to the gills of a fish. Branchiodilid, any clytolates of the order Branchiodilida. Branchiodilids, plural of Branchiodilid. Branchiodilid, relating to the gills and heart of a fish. Branchiogenic, that originates in the branchial arches. Branchioma, a branchial tumor. Branchiomandibula, branchial and mandibular. Branchiomas, plural of branchioma. Branchiomata, plural of branchioma. Branchiomer, the embryonic structure that develops into the branchial arch. Branchiomers, plural of branchiomer. Branchiomeric, of, pertaining to, or derived from the branchiomer. Branchiomerism, the state of being formed of branchiate segments. Branchiomotor, of or pertaining to the movement of the gills or the muscles of the branchial arches. Branchiootonal, relating to the branchial arch, the ears and the kidneys. Branchiopod, any of the very many aquatic crustaceans of the class Brachiopoda, such as the fairy, shrimps, and water fleas. Branchiopods, plural of branchiopod. Branchiophore, a small opening in the head of a lamprey that acts as a gill. Branchiopores, plural of branchiopore. Brachiosaur, any prehistoric amphibian of the genus Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus, any extinct amphibian of the family Brachiosauridae. Brachiosaurids, plural of Brachiosaur. Brachiosaurs, plural of Brachiosaur. Branchiospinule, a branchial spinule. Branchiospinules, plural of branchiospinule. Branchiostegale, of or pertaining to the operculum that covers the gill slits of fish. Branchiostegals, plural of branchiostegal. Branchiosteg, the branchiostegal membrane. Branchiosteges, plural of branchiosteg. Branchiostedo, misspelling of branchiostegal. Branchiostege, any fish of the family Branchiostegidae, now considered the subfamily Latilineae of the family Malacandidae of tilefishes. Branchiostegids, plural of branchiostege. Branchiostege, the lateral or dorsolateral part of a crustaceal carapace that extends over the gills. Branchiostegates, plural of branchiostegi. Branchiostegus, branchiostegal. Branchiostoma, the lanceolate Amphioxus lanceolatus. Branchiostomas, plural of branchiostoma. Branchiostomid, any lanceolate of the family Branchiostomidae. Branchiostomids, plural of branchiostomid. Branchiovisceral, relating to the branchial arch and the viscera. Branchiopod, alternative form of branchiopodid. Branchiopodid, any fairy shrimp of the family Branchiopodidae. Branchiopods, plural of branchiopod. Branchiopods, plural of branchiopod. Branchiuran, any fish louse of the subclass Branchiura. Branchiurans, plural of branchiuran. Branch length, the length of a branch typically of a phylogenetic tree. Branch lengths, plural of branch length. Branchless, without branches, continuing in a single path or piece, without divergence. Branchlessness, absence of branches. Branchlet, a small branch, a twig or sprig. Branchleter, having one or more branchlets. Branchlets, plural of branchlet. Branchleter, alternative form of branchlet. Branch-like, resembling a branch of a tree. Branchline, rare spelling of branch line. Branchlines, plural of branchline. Branchling, a small or young branch. Branchlings, plural of branchling. Branch point, the point at which a branch occurs. Branch points, plural of branch point. Wet, obsolete form of branch. Branchway, a path or route formed by the branches of trees. Branchways, plural of branchway. Branch width, the minimum width of a branch decomposition. Branch widths, plural of branch width. Branchwise, one branch at a time. Branchwood, the wood that makes up the branches of a tree. Branchwork, collectively, the branches of a tree. Branchworks, plural of branchwork. Reti, having many branches. Branco, a surname from Portuguese. Brancosrade, any of the extinct ammonates in the family. Brancosradiae. Brancosradids, plural of brancosrad. Brancos, plural of branco. Brancovenesti, a village and commune of Mureș County, Romania. Brancoveni, a village and commune of Olt County, Romania. Brancusian, of or relating to Constantine Brancusi.
We call the weak. There's their ranks. Burn. Go quarter. By the might of Noxus!
Back of the organization and its brands. Brand avatars, plural of brand avatar. Brand awareness, the extent to which customers are able to recall or recognize a brand under different conditions. Brand book, a book detailing brand guidelines. Brand equity, the worth of a brand in and of itself, the social value of a well-known brand name. Brand from the burning, a person snatched away from pressing danger. Brand geese, plural of brand goose. Brand goose, a wild goose, the brand. Brand image, a consumer's perception of a brand. Brand images, plural of brand image. Brand linkage, the degree to which the consumer understands a commercial's message is for a specific brand of product rather than the product category. Brand linkages, plural of brand linkage. Brand loyalty, the positive feelings towards a brand and dedication to purchase the same product or service repeatedly, regardless of deficiencies, a competitor's actions, or changes in the environment. Brand name, a trade name. Brand names, plural of brand name. Brand new, utterly new as possible. Brand parity, the perceived sameness in quality and function among competing consumer products of differing brands. Brand spankers, brand spanking new. Brand spanking new, utterly new as possible. Brand stretch, the degree to which an advertiser alters consumer perceptions of a brand without alienating the consumer by creating messages that do not fit with the brand's image. Brand stretches, plural of brand stretch. Brand X, synonym of El Cheapo. Brand iron, synonym of branding iron for livestock. Brand irons, plural of brand iron. Brand name, alternative spelling of brand name. Brand names, plural of brand name. Brand new, alternative form of brand new. Brand newness, the state of being brand new. Brandable, able to be branded or stigmatized. Branded, a puree of salted cod, olive oil, and milk. Brandeds, plural of brand.
I can't. You just see how bad I am at weaving shit now.
Brand-aid. Brandalism, demonetized. Branded, a puree of salted cod, olive oil, and milk. Brandeds, plural of branded. Brandalism, the encroachment of ads, logos, and other types of corporate branding into public and traditionally non-commercial spaces, or the dissemination of corporate messages through methods or mediums not typically used for marketing purposes. Brendan, a native or inhabitant of Iran and Butte. Brandau, a surname. Brandaus, plural of Brandau. Brandau, a surname. Brandaus, plural of Brandau. Brandcasting, broadcasting full-time, though one is an advertiser. Brandenburg, alternative form of Brandenburg decoration for a jacket. Brandenburgs, plural of Brandenburg. Brande, mark by branding. Branded hat, an application developed by a business to market its brand. Branded apps, plural of branded app. Brandes, a surname transferred from the place name. Randall, a surname. Brandals, plural of Brandel. Brenton, a male given name transferred from the surname of rather rare usage, variant of Brandon. Brandenburg, a state in the northeast of Germany. Brandenburg and der Havel, a town in Brandenburg, Germany. Brandenburg Gate, an 18th century neoclassical monument in Berlin, built after the restoration of order during the early Batavian Revolution, and now a major landmark. Brandenburger, a native or inhabitant of the state of Brandenburg, Germany. Brandenburgers, plural of Brandenburger. Brandenburg, obsolete spelling of Brandenburg, a major German city. Brandenburgen, of or relating to Brandenburg in Germany. Brandenburgisch, synonym of Brandenburgen. Brandenburgs, plural of Brandenburg. Render, a surname. Rendered, simple past and past participle of brander. Rendering, present participle and gerund of brander. Renders, plural of brander. Brandes, second person singular simple present indicative of brand. Renda, third person singular simple present indicative of brand. Brandtelsite, a trigonal pyramidal colorless mineral containing antimony, hydrogen, magnesium, and oxygen. Brandy, a female given name from English, variant of brandy. Brandy, a female given name. Brandied, simple past and past participle of brandy. Brandies, plural of brandy. Brandification, the permeation of commercial brands into other aspects of living. Branding, the process in which a mark, usually a symbol or ornamental pattern, is burned into the skin of a living animal or person, usually a livestock animal. Branding iron, a piece of metal bent into a distinctive shape, heated and used to brand livestock. Branding irons, plural of branding iron. Branding moment, a period when a brand is able to create a sustained emotional connection with a large audience. Branding moments, plural of branding moment. Branding, plural of branding. Brandase, a phenyl propanoid glycoside present in Brandigehansi. Brandire, a type of kitchen utensil, especially a gridiron. Brandirons, plural of brandiron. Brandies, a surname. Brandies, a three-legged stand for a pot or pan over a fire. Brandizes, plural of brandize. Brandish, to move or swing a weapon back and forth, particularly if demonstrating anger, threat, or skill. Brandish, simple past and past participle of brandish. Brandisher, someone who brandishes, for example, a weapon. Brandishers, plural of brandisher. Brandishes, third person singular simple present indicative of brandish. Brandishes, second person singular simple present indicative of brandish. Brandisha, third person singular simple present indicative of brandish. Brandishing, present participle and gerund of. Brandisha, third person singular simple present indicative of brandish. Brandishing, present participle and gerund of brandish. Brandishings, plural of brandishing. Brandishment, act of brandishing something. Brandish, simple past and past participle of brandish. Brandistock, a short polearm that has 3 retractable blades concealed in its handle, which are sprung upon a thrusting action forming a 3-pronged spear. Brandistocks, plural of brandistock. Brandjacking, the imposture of the online identity of another person or company. Randall, a surname. Randall, a surname from German. Randall, simple past and past participle of Brandel. Randalls, plural of Brandel. Brandless, without a brand, unbranded, generic. Brandlessness, absence of a brand or commercial mark. Brand-like, resembling or characteristic of a brand in various senses. Brandlin, alternative form of Brandlin. Brandling, the young or par of the salmon, so named from its markings being, as it were, branded. Brandlings, plural of brandling. Brandlins, plural of brandlin. Brandles, plural of brandle. Brandmark, the logo of a brand. Brandmark, simple past and past participle of brandmark. Brandmarking, present participle and gerund of brandmark. Brandmarks, plural of brandmark. Brandmobile, a motorized vehicle that is customized to resemble a consumer product as a promotional tool for advertising and marketing. Brandmobiles, plural of brandmobile. Brand name, alternative form of brand name. Brand names, plural of brand name. Brandner, a surname. Brandners, plural of brand. Brandost, reminiscent of Marlon Brando, Jr. 1924-2004, American actor known for his mumbling diction and animal magnetism. Brandolanus law, an adage stating that the amount of energy needed to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude bigger than that needed to produce it. Random, a surname. Randoms, plural of Brandom. Brenton, an English habitational surname from Old English from any of several places of that name. Brandon and Bretford, a civil parish in Rugby Borough, Warwickshire, England, which includes the named places. Brandon and Byshottles, a civil parish, formerly an urban district, southwest of Durham, County Durham, England. Brandophile, a fan of American actor Marlon Brando. Brandophiles, plural of brandophile. Brando, a surname. Brandos, plural of Brando. Rendra, a surname. Rendreths, plural of Brandreth. Brandreth, alternative form of Brandreth. Brandreths, plural of Brandreth. Brands, plural of brand. Brands from the burning, plural of brand from the burning. Brandscape, the range of brands available in the market or a specific market segment, especially considered collectively as a cultural phenomenon. Brandscapes, plural of brandscape. Brandscaping, the organization of physical space as an extension or representation of a brand. Randsolder, a layer of brick or clay added to a ceiling in a traditional South African house in order to protect against falling thatch in the case of a roof fire. Brandsolders, plural of brandsolder. Brandstanding, the promotion of goods or services by associating them with popular events. A surname from German. Rantz syndrome, acrodermatitis enteropathica. Rantz bat, Myotis brandtii, a vesper bat found throughout most of Europe and in parts of Western Asia. Rantz cormorant, a strictly marine bird of the cormorant family that inhabits the Pacific coast of North America. Urile penicillatus, sin. Urile penicillatus. Rantz myotes, synonym of Brandt's bat. Brandt Daroff exercise, any of a set of physical exercises used to treat benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, similar to the Semot maneuver, but with the head be rotated toward the affected side as the patient rolls onto the unaffected side. Brandt Daroff exercises, plural of Brandt Daroff exercise. Röntgen, of or relating to Richard Brandt 1910-1997, American philosopher of the utilitarian tradition in moral philosophy. Brandtite, a monoclinic prismatic mineral containing arsenic, calcium, hydrogen, magnesium, manganese, and oxygen. Rats, plural of Brandt. Rennwag, synonym of Ossuabrenwag. Rennwagen, a trend or craze relating to a marketed brand. Brandwagens, plural of brandwagen. Brainwash, to alter a brand in an attempt to improve negative public perception of the brand or company. Brainwash, simple past and past participle of brainwash. Brainwashes, third person singular simple present indicative of brainwash. Brainwashing, present participle and gerund of brainwash. Brandwing, a surname from German. Brandwins, plural of Brandwing. Brandwood, the level of brand recognition or market share enjoyed by a product, service, or company. Brandy, a female given name from English derived from brandy, an alcoholic liquor mostly seen in American usage during the 1970s and 1980s. Brandy Alexander, a cocktail made with brandy, cream, and creme de cacao. Brandy Alexanders, plural of Brandy Alexander. Brandy ball, a traditional boiled sweet like a bullseye, flavored with peppermint, cinnamon, etc. Brandy balls, plural of brandy ball. Brandy bottle, a yellow waterlily Nafar alludia. Brandy bottles, plural of brandy bottle. Brandy butter, a dish made of brandy, butter, and sugar. It is traditionally eaten with a Christmas pudding. Brandy fruit, fruit preserved in brandy and sugar. Brandy fruits, plural of brandy fruit. Brandy mint, menta spicata. Brandy mints, plural of brandy mint. Brandy pawnee, brandy and water. Brandy pawnees, plural of brandy pawnee. Brandy snap, a type of confectionery or dessert made from a thin, crisp gingerbread biscuit rolled into a tube and filled with cream. Brandy snaps, plural of brandy snap. Brandy smash, a cocktail made with brandy, sugar, mint, etc. Brandy smashes, plural of brandy smash. Brenda ball, alternative form of brandy ball. Brenda balls, plural of brandy ball. Ready, present participle and gerund of brandy. Brandaless, without brandy. Brandalike, resembling or characteristic of brandy. Brandisnap, alternative form of brandy snap. Brandisnaps, plural of Brandisnap. Brandywine, a stream in Pennsylvania and Delaware variously called the Brandywine Creek, the Brandywine River, and often just the Brandywine. Brandywines, plural of Brandywine. Ransolder, alternative form of Brandsolder. Ransolders, plural of Brandsolder. Ray, a hypothetical object extending across a number of often specified spatial dimensions, with strings in string theory seen as one-dimensional examples. Brainless, that does not involve a brain. Brains, plural of brain. Bränste, a commune of Dambavita County, Romania. Brain world, a world that is a brain with its own limited set of dimensions in any of several brain cosmology theories. Brain worlds, plural of brain world. Brandflake, a flake made from bran. Brandflakes, plural of brandflake. Brentfoot, a surname. Brentfets, plural of Brantford. Brantford, a town in New Haven County, Connecticut, United States. What? Simple past of bring. Brangelina, the couple consisting of celebrities Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, together from 2005 to 2016. Rango, a squabble. Wrangled, simple past and past participle of brangle. Brangomet, a squabble, a tiff. Wrangler, a quarrelsome person or a bickerer. Wranglers, plural of wrangler. Wrangles, plural of wrangle. Wrangling, present participle and gerund of wrangle. Wranglings, plural of wrangling. Wrangness, a breed of beef cattle. Branguses, plural of brangus. Redwin, a surname. Renwins, plural of Brangwin. Retta, a surname. Renans, plural of Branham. Redef, a surname from Irish. Renefs, plural of Braniff. Renegan, a surname. Renegans, plural of Branigan. Renemir, a male given name from Serbo-Croatian. Reneska, a commune of Hunedoara County, Romania. Branislav, a transliteration of the Belarusian male given name Bel-Er and Cyrillic letter 456 SLA, a cute Cyrillic letter 45e Branislav. Branastia, a village in Uta, Argeș County, Romania. Rek, a metal bridle formerly used as a torture device to hold the head of a skull and restrain the tongue. Brek new, archaic form of brand new. Rekt, simple past and past participle of brank. Brecken, present participle and gerund of brank. Brex, a punishment device, especially for scolding women, consisting of a cage to enclose the head with a metal gag for the mouth, is scold's bridle. Branksome, a suburb of Poole in Bournemouth, Christchurch, and Poole District, Dorset, England. OS Grid Ref SC0592. Brankston, a surname. Brancusi, one of two species of Acanthus, Acanthus spinosus or Acanthus mollis, bear's breech. Braggy, Shell, Rattle, a dance of French origin dating from the 16th century, performed by couples in a circle or a line. The music for this dance. Brannels, plural of Brannel. Branless, without bran. Bran-like, resembling or characteristic of bran. Ranlin, a young salmon or parr, in the stage in which it has transverse black bands as if burned by a gridiron. Ranlins, plural of branlin. Branly fact, an increase in electric conduction induced by radio waves exploited in the coherer. Ramiol, meal coarse flour containing a high proportion of bran. Re, a surname. Rena, a surname. Renans, plural of Brannan. Ren, simple past and past participle of Bran. Rena, a surname. Renans, plural of Brannan. Rare, a surname from German. Rennerite, a monoclinic prismatic mineral containing calcium, cerium, iron, oxygen, titanium, and uranium. Branners, plural of branner. But a comparative form of branny, more branny. Highest, superlative form of branny, most branny. Renegan, a surname from Irish. Renegans, plural of Brannigan. Running, a surname. Brennings, plural of Branning. Rennock, a surname from Irish. Brannock device, alternative form of Brannock device. Brannock device, a hand tool of a particular kind used to measure a foot's length, heel to ball length, and width. Brannock devices, plural of Brannock device. Brannock devices, plural of Brannock device. Renokite, a hexagonal dihexagonal dipyramidal colorless mineral containing lithium, oxygen, potassium, silicon, and tin. Renax, plural of Brannock. Rena, a surname. Brannans, plural of Brannan. Rents, plural of Bran. Radam, a surname. Radams, plural of Branham. Rene, full of or resembling bran. Branny desquamation, synonym of deferfuration. Branny desquamations, plural of branny desquamation. Renan, a surname from Irish. Renans, plural of Brannon. Brent, plural of Bran. Brantskirm, a village and civil parish in East Devon District, Devon, England. OS Grid Ref SY 1988. Branscombe, a surname. Branscombes, plural of Branscombe. Branscombe, a surname. Branscombes, plural of Branscombe. Bransfield, a surname. Bransfields, plural of Bransfield. Bransford, a surname. Bransfords, plural of Bransford. Branscore, a village and civil parish in New Forest District, Hampshire, England. OS Grid Ref SE 1897. Radsall, obsolete form of Brannel. Radsalls, plural of Bransel. Ranson, a place name. Ransons, plural of Branson. Brandstetter, a surname. Brandstetters, plural of Brandstetter. Branston, a village in Croxton Carriel Parish, Melton Borough, Leicestershire, England. OS Grid Ref SK 8129. Branston and Mere, a civil parish in North Kesteven District, Lincolnshire, England. Branstons, plural of Branston. Branstey, a suburb of Whitehaven, Cumbria, England. OS Grid Ref NX 9719. What? A surname. Brant Geese. Plural of Brant Goose. Brant Goose. Alternative form of Brent Goose. Brant Fox. A fox, probably a common red fox vulpes. Brant Foxes. Plural of Brant Fox. Brentford. A city in Ontario, Canada. Redhow. A village and civil parish in Baberg District, Suffolk, England. OS Grid Ref TM 1034. Brentwaite. A hamlet in Dean Civil Parish, Cumbria, England. OS Grid Ref NY 0524. Brentwaits. Plural of Brantwaite. Brattle. Alternative form of Brannel. Bratley. A male given name transferred from the surname. Brattles. Plural of Brantle. Bratley. An American surname from German. Brantley County. A county of Georgia, United States. County seat, Nahunta. Brenner. A surname. Brenners. Plural of Brantoner. Brennan. A surname. Brantons. Plural of Branton. Brats. Plural of Brant. Brentville. A rural community of New Brunswick, Canada. Brentwood. An unincorporated community in the town of Knox, Price County, Wisconsin, United States. Brenuelas. A locality and minor local entity in Villagatán, province of León, Castile and León, Spain. Brenula. A small, flexible tube cannula inserted into a vein, typically in the hand or arm, to administer fluids, medications, or to draw blood. Granular. Relating to the brain, cerebral. Granulas. Plural of granula. Renault. A form of medical cannula. Renaults. Plural of Brano. Branham. A surname. Branhams. Plural of Branham. Ranelagh. A female given name from Welsh. Branxton. A village and civil parish in northern Northumberland, England. OS Grid Ref NT 8937. What a surname. What s? Plural of Vranyan. Ranzini. Plural of Branzino. Renzino. The European sea bass Dyson Charchus labrax. Renzinos. Plural of Branzino. Ra. Initialism of branch retinal artery occlusion. Ra. The staccato sound of machine gun fire. Brack du Bourbonnais. A breed of gun dog of rustic appearance, sometimes born with a short tail, with a coat ticked with liver, fawn, or white color. Brackoyan. Of or relating to Georges Braque 1880 to 1963, French painter, collagist, draftsman, printmaker, and sculptor involved in the Cubism and Fauvism movement.